Chapter 2456. Fan Luoyu was considering whether to take action against Qianlan. The fact that Lin Fei knew how to make formation scrolls could not be leaked. As an insider, Qianlan had to be dealt with. On the other side, Qianlan frowned slightly. Is it really him? No, it can't be him. After Qianlan heard about the formation scrolls, she immediately suspected Lin Fei. Apart from him, no one else seemed to know how to make formation scrolls. She had seen it with her own eyes, so it could not be fake. This mysterious person's aura is completely different from Lin Fei's. The demon clan has a special technique that can identify a person's authenticity. This person can't be Lin Fei. If it's not Lin Fei, how could he know how to make formation scrolls? And their power is quite extraordinary. He even knows how to make special scrolls for special occupations. If the demon clan could get it, Qianlan was very tempted. The appearance of formation scrolls had great significance. Originally, only formation masters could do it, but now outsiders could join in as well. With formation scrolls in their hands, their strength would increase greatly. From now on, formation scrolls would become a mainstream in the empire. Qianlan was a smart person. She was glad that she had come personally and seen something unforgettable. My initial suspicion of Lin Fei's background should be right. That bad guy is indeed hiding a big secret. Fortunately, I saw through it. However, the ninth princess is a problem. If Qianlan could think of this, the ninth princess could naturally think of it too. If things went wrong, the ninth princess might secretly make a move to prevent the secret from being leaked. I have to have a good talk with Lin Fei. Brother, you said that this kind of formation scroll will be auctioned. May I know when it will be auctioned and where it will be auctioned? A bold person asked in front of the crowd. Everyone pricked up their ears. If the formation scroll could really be auctioned, no matter which force it was, its influence in the future would not be underestimated. It could even leap up and become a top chamber of commerce, able to compete with the Expedition Chamber of Commerce. The partner behind the Expedition Chamber of Commerce was Tianji Hall. The mysterious Chamber of Commerce was backed by formation scrolls. On the surface, the two chambers of commerce were on par, so their influence would naturally increase. This was the result that Lin Fei wanted. As for the auction, the time has not been decided yet. Lin Fei said faintly. However, it won't be later than this year. As for the location of the auction, it will be announced to the public. Everyone just needs to pay attention. Everyone was disappointed. This was as good as not saying anything at all. However, the only fortunate thing was that the auction of the erase scrolls would definitely be held this year. Thinking about it, it wouldn't take too long, which was more or less good news. Sir, may I know which faction you represent? These words once again attracted everyone's attention. I didn't intend to tell you, but since you asked, I might as well tell you that the force behind me is no stranger to you. It's called the Avengers, Lin Fei said, and I'm just one of the messengers. Uproar. An uproar broke out in the void. The Avengers. Who didn't know this name? Back then he had caused quite a stir in the Tsang Lang Star Zone, and even the expeditionary guards had been mobilized, but in the end there was nothing to show for it. No one expected that the people from the Avengers would appear today. The most unbelievable thing was that this person was an errand boy. What kind of joke was this? He killed the Shui brothers and sealed a young master of the Qinkuan sect so casually. If he was an errand boy, then how strong was the Avengers? Everyone's expressions in the void were all seen by Lin Fei. This time, Lin Fei wanted to raise the banner of the Avengers. From now on, he wanted to build it into a unique force. Fortunately, this star zone had a certain say. When everyone heard that the person who came was from the Avengers, their attitudes changed. At the very least, they were full of mystery about this force. What a great Avengers! They developed the erase scrolls without anyone knowing. What a great thing! They fulfilled the dreams of countless people. While everyone was still in shock, the people from the Nangong family appeared. He's here. Isn't that the head of the Nangong family? Isn't he in seclusion? How rare! A middle-aged man with thick eyebrows and big eyes appeared under the crowd. He was the head of the Nangong family of the imperial capital. He was a peak expert who had reached the 9th stage. This head of the Nangong family had made a great contribution to the #1 family in the empire. Everyone knew that the head of the Nangong family was a freak. He had shown a super strong cultivation talent since birth. When he reached middle age, he had already reached the 9th stage. The appearance of the head of the Nangong family, Nangong Di Hao, was unexpected to many people. A 9th stage professional expert. Such an expert could suppress more than 10 8th-stage professional experts by himself. If one wanted to defeat a 9th-stage professional expert, at least one 9th-stage professional expert would be needed. The moment Nangong Di Hao appeared, he displayed a terrifying aura. A 9th-stage professional expert? Lin Fei didn't expect such a big fish to jump out. So far, the strongest was the great Emperor Yuanzhong. His battle power was over 1 billion. This Nangong Di Hao was the second 9th-stage professional expert. I'm just an errand boy. I didn't expect that the head of the Nangong family would also come. Lin Fei was still as calm as before. Even if a 9th-stage professional expert came, they wouldn't be able to take him down. Nangong Di Hao couldn't sit still anymore. When Nangong Di Hao found out that the other party had a special sealing scroll, he knew that the future was going to change. With a formation scroll, experts of the same realm would be able to use their trump cards at any time. That would become a nightmare for experts. Nangong Di Hao didn't believe that the other party was just an errand boy. What he couldn't see through was that the other party had not revealed his realm. From the start until now, the other party had only used the formation scroll to attack. Your Excellency is really interesting. I wonder if our Nangong family has the qualifications to invite Your Excellency to our Nangong family? Nangong Di Hao invited. Everyone doubted that they had heard wrongly. The dignified head of the Nangong family invited the other party as a guest? This was too big of a face. It was very rare for Nangong Di Hao to take the initiative to invite someone. Moreover, it was in public. What does your Nangong family's invitation count for? Our Long family is very interested in Your Excellency. I wonder if Your Excellency can come to our humble home? An even more tyrannical voice suppressed Nangong Di Hao. Another giant appeared from the void. When this giant appeared, a boundless, baleful aura surged out, making everyone gasp for breath. Long Junwei is here. Heavens, isn't he the head of the Long family? Too domineering. Chapter 2457. The Nangong family's people appeared first. Then the Long family's people appeared. Moreover, they were all patriarchs. The meaning was completely different. The various forces hiding in the void nearby had their horizons widened. It was very rare for a mysterious person to attract the attention of two patriarchs under normal circumstances. The Long family's patriarch, Long Junwei, was much more domineering than Nangong Di Hao. The invisible pressure was like a mountain, making it hard for everyone to breathe. Only the Long family dared to not put the other party in their eyes in public. Lin Fei's eyes narrowed slightly. Two patriarchs appeared one after another, and they were both at the 9th stage profession realm. It was impossible not to be shocked. Originally, he thought that he would just kill some small guys, but with the appearance of these two patriarchs, the nature was different. In any case, the matter about the Avengers would definitely spread throughout the Empire tomorrow. Long Junwei did not give the other party any face by snatching people in public. Long Junwei, what do you mean by this? Nangong Yuming, who was beside Nangong Di Hao, was the first to criticize. To be able to criticize a top overlord with this identity was completely different. Ordinary people really did not have the courage to do so. Nangong Yuming, what are you shouting for? Only your Nangong family is allowed to invite, but our Long family can't? If you have the ability, come out and spar with us. Let's see who is stronger." The one who criticized Nangong Yuming was Long Batian, who was also a genius of the Long family. The Nangong family and the Long family had always been at odds with each other. No matter where or what occasion it was, there would always be a fight. Both sides wanted to suppress each other. Today you suppress me, tomorrow I suppress you. If nothing happened on that day, then everything would be abnormal. Nangong Dihao and Long Junwei did not stop it. It was precisely because of this that the disciples of the Long family were obviously more powerful than the other disciples, especially the disciples of the Long family. They would not care about anything and would attack whenever they wanted. Therefore, in the entire circle of the imperial capital, the disciples of the Long family were the worst to provoke. If you offended them, you could only blame it on your bad luck. At the same time, the Long family was also very protective. Many families in the imperial capital had suffered at the hands of the Long family. After that, they did not dare to say anything for fear of offending the Long family. The two big families would not care about the competition between the younger generation. Even on such an occasion, they had no intention of stopping it. The two family heads were looking at the mysterious man. No matter what this mysterious man said, he must have a position in the mysterious Avengers. If he left a good impression in advance, he might be able to make a deal. This was also the reason why the two patriarchs came over personally after hearing about it. The existence of the mysterious Avengers was worthy of their presence. Since the Nangong clan and the Long clan are here, our Su clan will also join in the fun. Lin Fei, who had been very calm all this while, revealed a smile on his face. Another top faction had arrived. This was even more interesting. Nangong Dihao and Long Junwei looked at each other as if they were discussing something. The Su family was also a top-tier family. In the entire imperial capital, there were 3 top families: the Nangong family, the Long family, and the Su family. Now that 2 families had come, the other family would definitely come to join in the fun. Su Tingxing's appearance was ordinary. He did not have any domineering aura. His aura was not strong. He had a mustache that was shining brightly. With one look, anyone could tell that this Su family head was an expert in scheming. Brother Nangong, Brother Long, our Su family would like to join in the fun. You don't have any objections, right? Su Tingxing was beaming like an old fox. No. Nangong Dihao laughed. In his heart, he was cursing shameless. Since you are here, who would dare to chase you away? Long Junwei coldly snorted. He did not want to interact with the other party. In their opinion, the Su family was full of old foxes. If they were not old foxes, then they were little foxes. They only knew how to scheme all day long. In the blink of an eye, 3 family heads appeared. Their goal was the same. They wanted to form a relationship with Lin Fei. These 3 families, including the royal family, had not appeared yet. When they appeared together, it would be very interesting. Right now, everyone was waiting to see how the mysterious person would choose. Which family would he go to? If anyone could form a relationship with the mysterious person, maybe in the future, no family would be able to shake their position as the number 1 family. At the beginning, no one could see the situation. But after a long time, everyone understood and exclaimed that it was inconceivable. A mystical formation scroll could affect the power structure of all the major powers. This kind of thing might not happen even once in a lifetime, but they had encountered it. Many people who were purely here to watch the fun rejoiced that they had come. In the future, this would be something they could brag about for the rest of their lives. 3 family heads had appeared to invite a mysterious person. This kind of thing would be amazing if they boasted about it. In the future, who would dare to say that they had not seen the world? Our Su family is sincerely inviting you to be our guest. Su Tingxing was beaming. He had a harmless look on his face. Lin Fei was not interested in being a guest to the 3 family heads. He was very clear about his identity and strength. If he really went, he would definitely be eaten up by them. Lin Fei shook his head and said in a serious manner, "Patriarchs of the three great clans, VIPs of the Empire, I am extremely honored that the three of you have invited me. However, I am only one person. It will be troublesome for me to go to any one of your clans. Continue pretending." When the three family heads heard this, they were not surprised at all. If he really wanted to go to one of the three families, they would doubt his sincerity. Lin Fei continued, "If I go to any one of your families, I will offend one of them. I have not learned the doppelganger technique, so it would not be nice to do it. In that case, why don't we change the method? As long as one of you can convince me, I will go to your family as a guest. What do the three of you think?" The three family heads were slightly stunned. Obviously, they did not expect the other party to say this. "You are very arrogant. Our Long family is giving you face, and you dare to say this." Long Batian shouted angrily, "Do you really think that you are invincible? Our Long family can crush you with one finger. It would not be a problem for you to die 100 times. The people from the Long family could not hide their thoughts and directly scolded him. Long Batian's words more or less represented the Long family's intention. The three family heads invited you because they were giving you face, but you did not know what was good for you and proposed an alternative method. Obviously, you did not put the three families in your eyes. No one had ever dared to do this, but today someone did it. Chapter 2458. Su Tingxing had always been good at scheming. No matter what the other party's motive was, if he could test the other party's strength, he would bring it back. Shameless? The Su family had done this many times. Heavenly Fist. Su Tingxing was extremely cunning. As the sound of his voice faded, he immediately punched out. His movements were inconceivably fast. A gigantic human-shaped phantom descended from above, and with a single punch, the space around it crumbled unceasingly. Just this move alone was enough to make everyone remember how powerful a ninth transition occupation was. This was the most ordinary move of a ninth transition expert. It did not involve the ability of a ninth transition occupation. Nangong Dihao and Long Junwei cursed Su Tingxing's shamelessness in their hearts. He actually dared to make a move. Was he trying to be the first to act? At this time, they could only watch as the other party made a move. If they made a move, they would become a big joke. However, the two of them had made up their minds. Once the mysterious person could not hold on any longer, they would stop him and not allow the old fox Tingxing to leave. "I want to see how capable you are as an Avenger." Su Tingxing wanted to test the other party's strength. A punch that could collapse the void had the strength of an eighth transition occupation. If the power of an eighth transition occupation could not block it, Su Tingxing did not want to make a move. Such a person was not qualified. On the other side, Lin Fei was not relaxed. At the same time, a battle intent surged. "After being in this star field for so long, I can finally fight with a ninth transition expert. Originally, I could only deal with a group of small characters. With the three patriarchs of the top families, I can save a lot of time. In the future, the top auctions will be a hit." Lin Fei flicked his finger. Several scrolls flew out and formed a huge barrier. One layer after another, densely packed, formed a natural barrier. As the other party's giant silhouette pressed down, the natural barriers shattered with loud booms. Even before the giant silhouette came into contact with them, the barriers shattered on their own. The strength of the giant silhouette was unprecedented. In just a short moment, it had shattered hundreds of barriers. However, even though the giant silhouette seemed to be very close to Lin Fei's position, it was as if the end of the world was right in front of him. The Heavenly Fist is rumored to be the number one fist technique of the Su family. It is indeed domineering. You want to stop me with this barrier? How miraculous! A mere natural barrier was able to block the Su family's sagely heavenly fist and exhaust the enemy's attack. This is good stuff. When everyone thought that the mysterious man was going to be defeated, the natural barrier began to work. It blocked the attacks one after another, which was beyond everyone's imagination. From this, everyone could see one thing. The mysterious Avengers did indeed have a powerful and terrifying array scroll in their hands. For example, the attack in front of him had the might of an 8th transition expert at the very least. Yet it was easily blocked by a formation scroll. That mysterious person did not seem to be struggling at all. Because of this, there were countless people who wanted to buy the array scroll. With this array formation scroll, he would be able to save his life. If everyone couldn't see this clearly, then they should just bang their heads against the wall. As long as they weren't idiots, they could see it clearly. There was no need for any doubt. The power of the array scroll was obvious to all. Family head Sue, I wonder how powerful my array scroll is. Lin Fei stood under the natural barrier and asked. Su Tingxing was very surprised. A natural barrier formed by a few scrolls had such a strong defense. It was quite unexpected. He had already acknowledged the terrifying power of the array scroll. Good stuff, really good stuff. When I use the heavenly fist, even an 8th transition expert would have to use all their strength to block it. You blocked it with just the array scroll. You are indeed very amazing. Su Tingxing thought. He wanted to see what other array scrolls this mysterious man had and what his bottom line was. Next, I will use a heavy hand. Please be careful. From the heavenly fist, Su Tingxing knew that it would be very difficult to defeat the mysterious man if he did not show some ability. Only by forcing the mysterious man to use his trump card, the array scroll, would he be able to win. At Su Tingxing's position, he was very accurate in judging people. From the beginning to the end, the mysterious man had not used the slightest bit of energy in his body. He was sure that the mysterious man had been using array scrolls. It was the first time Su Tingxing heard that an expert could be created using array scrolls. Moreover, the mysterious man was standing in front of him. This was definitely a miracle. There was no second miracle in the entire empire. Many thanks for family head Su's reminder. I am already prepared. You can make your move. Lin Fei flicked the array scroll again. Each scroll condensed into a saber, a spear, a sword, and a giant axe, and slashed toward Su Tingxing. Lin Fei made the first move. Good heavens, this mysterious man's attack is actually at the 8th transition expert's level. Long Junwei was shocked. He originally thought that the mysterious man's defense was unparalleled, but now it seemed that it wasn't just that. This was a true combination of attack and defense. Nangong Dihao wasn't any better. This mysterious man didn't have any aura. If he really wanted to ambush someone, 9 out of 10 people would fall for it. No matter what, we must form a relationship with this mysterious Avengers alliance. If our Nangong family doesn't have array scrolls. Nangong Dihao didn't dare to think further. While the two patriarchs were deep in thought, Su Tingxing attacked again. His sagely heavenly fist was like a fierce tiger. Wherever his fist wind passed, all the attacks were destroyed. They were no threat to him at all. There was no need to doubt the strength of a 9th stage advancement powerhouse. Mental double kill. Su Tingxing squinted his eyes. His powerful mental energy was like 2 blades slashing towards Lin Fei's forehead. This was Su Tingxing's true attack because he was an expert with a special profession, mental energy master. Fox Su's mental energy has become stronger. It's getting harder to deal with him. Long Junwei slightly frowned. I wonder if this brat can block it. When Su Tingxing's mental energy attack was launched, Lin Fei received a notification from the system. The opponent's mental energy attack was very powerful and could affect a small area. Lin Fei immediately constructed a defense in his mind. This was also to ensure his safety. His hands didn't stop moving, and a red array scroll appeared. With a whoosh, he opened it. A disc opened up and kept spinning. When the mental energy attack hit the disc, a loud sound was heard. Bang! 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 When the sound echoed, the surrounding people were completely affected. Ah, it's so painful. I can't hold on anymore. What's going on? Are my eyes blind? I can't see clearly. The people who were watching from afar fell from the sky. Chapter 2459. What happened just now? Why did my vision go black? I don't know what happened. It's too scary. We must have been hit by a secret spirit technique attack just now. Don't forget, Patriarch Sue is a spirit master, a special profession. Unless you have a spirit treasure, you won't be able to block it. It can't be that was a secret spirit technique attack just now. I didn't even have time to react before I fell from the sky. Nangong Dihao and Long Junwei let out a long roar and broke the broken spirit technique attack. Only then did everyone recover, but it was still very uncomfortable. They were so close to dying. This kind of attack is too scary. Everyone knows that Patriarch Sue is powerful, but they really don't know how scary a spirit master is. Long Junwei and Nangong Dihao revealed a rare solemn expression. Even if it is them, it is not easy to block the attack of a spirit master. When facing a spirit master, they pay special attention to them and rarely offend them. Their attacks are invisible and colorless. Ordinary treasures can't block them. The mysterious person's scroll gave them a big shock. It was blocked just like that, and it seems to be a special way to divert the attack. Looking at the situation of the surrounding people, it is obvious. Patriarch Sue, what do you think of my revolving star passage scroll? Lin Fei said with a smile. From the moment Spirit Double Kill hit the disc, Su Tingxing realized that something bad was going to happen. Sure enough, the attack was diverted and was shared by the surrounding people. Patriarch Su, try taking a spirit technique attack from me. Lin Fei took out a scroll and opened it. Patriarch Su's expression became especially grave. Spirit runes condensed in the void, but they couldn't block the attack of the opponent's scroll. One after another, the spirit runes shattered. Su Tingxing's body slightly trembled, and a trace of blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. Thanks for letting me win. Just now, no one had clearly seen the array formation scroll secret technique attack. Only 2 people present saw it clearly. One is Nangong Dihao, and the other is Long Junwei. Only people of their realm can see the secret of the scroll. Brother Long, we still underestimated the Avengers, Nangong Dihao said. Long Junwei rarely lost his temper and nodded his head. Too mystical, a spiritual attack was condensed inside an array scroll. This attack is incomparably condensed and is truly the first choice for killing. Even old Fox Su suffered a great loss, and his own spiritual runes were heavily damaged. That mysterious person is not simple. Su Tingxing was a spirit master of a special profession, and he had indeed suffered a great loss in the confrontation. Even if they were to fight against him, they might not be able to withstand it, and they would always have to pay a certain price. Su Tingxing's face was a little pale. He had indeed been injured by that pure spiritual imprint. He had dominated the world for many years, but he did not expect to suffer such a big loss here. The shattering of spiritual runes would take a long time to recover. From this moment on, Su Tingxing no longer dared to underestimate this mysterious man and the mysterious Avengers behind him. Sire's strength is unfathomable. I am sincerely convinced. Although Su Tingxing did not use his full strength after seeing the opponent's spiritual imprint attack, there is no need for him to exchange pointers anymore. However, whether Brother Nangong and Brother Long are convinced or not, I don't know. Su Tingxing lost in the spiritual imprint, but he also pulled the 2 family heads up. Lin Fei witnessed family head Su's eloquence. He had suffered a loss, but he still pulled the other 2 along. Truly interesting. Family head Nangong, family head Long, what about you too? No matter if it was Nangong Dihao or Long Junwei, both of them cursed the other party countless times in their hearts. They are simply shameless to the extreme. At this time, if they do not make a move, old Fox Su will definitely spread the news, and thus affect the reputation of the two families. Others might not do it, but who is Old Fox Sue? He will definitely spread the news. He is just like this. As an enemy of many years, how can he not know his character? Long Junwei stood up first. Sire has a good method. Old Fox, Sue has not suffered a loss for a long time. This is truly satisfying. Su Tingxing's expression darkened. It would be strange if he could be happy after being scolded by Long Junwei's big mouth. He wished he could immediately stuff Long Junwei's big mouth. Our Long family is a natural fighting family. You can injure Old Fox Sue with a formation scroll. I, Long Junwei, also want to give it a try. Long Junwei laughed heartily. Please advise me. Roar! Long Junwei let out a long roar. Heaven and earth trembled. Within 10,000 li, the roar is endless and boundless. At this moment, everyone feels as if their divine soul is about to leave their body. They are truly terrified. They are deeply aware of the prestige of a fighting family. Nangong Dihao waved his hand and set up a vacuum zone, isolating the might of the roar. Nangong family's disciples also have lingering fear. They all know that Long Junwei is powerful, but they didn't expect him to be this powerful. If this was a fight with a loud roar, no matter how many lives they have, it would be useless. Father, is this the sound wave martial art of the Long family dragon roar? Nangong Baiming asked in a low voice. That's right, it is the dragon clan's dragon roar. Now you know how powerful it is. Nangong Dihao said, in the future, when you meet people from the Long family, you must be faster than them. This move is impossible to defend against, do you understand? Nangong Baiming nodded. Many thanks for Father's reminder. Dragon Roar is the most famous attack of the Long family. Only those with the physique of the Dragon Clan can fully activate it and display its perfect might. Outsiders can at most display 20 to 30% of its might. Long Junwei's Dragon Roar is aimed at the mysterious person. The people in the vicinity are only affected, but it also makes them realize how terrifying it is. They don't dare to imagine how the mysterious person is going to resist it. Go. Lin Fei took out another scroll. After tearing it open, a loud roar suddenly spread out. Everyone present is shaken to the point that they are bleeding from their 7 orifices. It is a tragic sight to behold. Bang! When the two attacks collide, the entire heaven and earth is filled with endless rumbling sounds. Nangong Dihao and Su Tingxing immediately unleashed their auras and formed a barrier. The huge impact caused ripples to appear on the barrier. The people standing behind them are trembling and on the verge of collapse. They have an expression as if they have seen a ghost, and their pupils are shrinking in fear. They have never seen such a terrifying attack before. That loud roar is not inferior to the Long family's dragon roar. It is also incomparably tyrannical. Neither side gives way. They keep colliding until they finally disappear. Dragon Claw. Long Junwei's attack failed, so he attacked again. A huge void hand grabbed over and crushed down like a mountain. This is another powerful hand martial art of the Long family. Chapter 2460. Long family's battle strength is famous for being powerful. In everyone's opinion, the battle between Long Junwei and this mysterious person will be very exciting. In a direct confrontation, Long Junwei is even stronger than Su Tingxing by a lot. Cough, cough, cough. Long Junwei's straight body slightly trembled. Spirit imprint, truly a well-deserved reputation. It's impossible to guard against. Hearing this, everyone is startled. Did he just lose? Thanks for letting me win. Lin Fei cupped his hands. A single formation scroll settled the battle with Long Junwei, even if it was just a simple exchange of pointers. Long Junwei wholeheartedly accepted his loss. The opponent used Spirit Imprint. This thing is not easy to resist. Moreover, the opponent's Spirit Imprint attack is completely above Su Tingxing's. It can release absolute power in an instant. Long Junwei's physical defense is very strong, but he still fell for it. He realized how terrifying the opponent is. If he uses a dozen spirit imprint scrolls at once, everyone will definitely be afraid and tremble in fear. Even if Long Junwei is a 9th stage professional ranker, even if he uses his full strength, he won't be able to defeat the opponent. The mysterious person who controls the formation scrolls is truly too terrifying. What the opponent is displaying now is just the tip of the iceberg. Nangong Dihao subconsciously trembled in his heart. He clearly saw the attack, just now, that is clearly a spirit imprint attack. Only a spirit treasure can block it. Your Excellency is truly capable. An ability that ordinary people can't display is like a toy in your hands. Truly an eye-opener. Nangong Dihao praised. At this time, Nangong Dihao is very clear that if he doesn't make a move, it will be impossible. Everyone is paying attention to him. I also want to experience a spirit imprint attack. Can you let me experience it? Nangong Dihao made a starting gesture. As you wish. Lin Fei tore another formation scroll, and the same spiritual imprint attack landed heavily on Nangong Dihao's body. It was like an antelope hanging its horns. It was untraceable and landed heavily on Nangong Dihao's body. Even if he is already prepared, Nangong Dihao's body slightly trembled. Spirit imprint, truly a well-deserved reputation. Nangong Dihao has no choice but to admit that this kind of spirit imprint attack is a lot stronger than Su Tingxing's spirit secret technique attack. It is truly an invincible technique. A single spiritual imprint scroll was already difficult to bear. If there were 8 to 10 of them, even if he didn't die, he would be seriously injured. Lin Fei cupped his hands again. He realized that Nangong Dihao and Long Junwei weren't as bold as he had imagined. They were also proficient in scheming. Although he was defeated, he would lose more face than Su Tingxing. Su Tingxing's expression sank once more, and his gaze flickered. He clearly didn't expect Nangong Dihao and Long Junwei to use such a method. They didn't go all out like he had expected. All right, everyone has seen the power of the array formation scroll. There should be no one who wants to stop me from leaving. A voice that was not very loud rang out in everyone's ears at this moment. Stop him? Who had the guts to do that? Everyone could clearly see that even the 3 clan heads had suffered a small loss, which showed how terrifying the mysterious person with the formation scroll was. Even if the other party did not reveal his aura, no one dared to underestimate his ability to kill. At the same time, many people started to look for array formation scrolls. This was a powerful expert that didn't require strength at all. For those clans, this was an opportunity to create experts. Needless to say, everyone was looking forward to this grand auction in the future. At the same time, everyone remembered the mysterious Avengers alliance. The mysterious person left. The 3 clan heads didn't stop him and allowed him to leave. They were all smart people. Exchanging pointers was fine, but they weren't willing to fight to the death. They were all smart people, and smart people wouldn't foolishly be fooled. Those people are purely courting death. Nangong Dihao coldly snorted. He turned around and left, leaving behind a few cold words. Long Junwei tyrannically smiled and also left. Long Junwei had always been straightforward in doing things. A loss was a loss. Similarly, he was also a smart person and would never take risks. Others might be fooled, but he didn't. Clan head, should we arrange people to chase after that guy? An elder on Su Tingxing's side asked for his opinion. Looking at the departing back view of the mysterious person, Su Tingxing's expression fluctuated. A mysterious person and a mysterious array formation scroll. It was impossible to say that Su Tingxing was scared stiff. Originally, he hoped that Nangong Dihao and Long Junwei would fight with the mysterious person until the heaven and earth shook. It would be best if they suffered heavy injuries. No matter who suffered heavy injuries in the end, he would be the one to benefit. However, the result was disappointing. If there were only his people here, Su Tingxing would definitely not let the mysterious person leave. Unfortunately, he couldn't do that now. Follow him personally You are not allowed to make a move. Su Tingxing ordered. I don't believe that person can really carry so many array formation scrolls. We can't go all out. There are still many forces in the Empire that want to become famous. Ambition can make people crazy. I want to see how that mysterious person can resist. The 3 great clans were the top forces in the Empire. They weren't the only ones in the Empire. Some clans and sects united together, and their influence was not inferior to them. At this time, they didn't make a move. Undoubtedly, they were planning to take advantage of the situation. Now that they haven't seen any benefits, they will definitely make a move personally. Clan head, I will go immediately. Lin Fei kept changing his position in the sky. In the eyes of outsiders, he seemed to be worried about something. Not long after, Lin Fei arrived at the edge of the expedition starfield. As long as he left the expedition starfield, he would be able to go to another starfield. At this time, Lin Fei was in a very remote place in the starfield. Suddenly, Lin Fei stopped. After following me for so long, come out. Even if you don't feel tired, I will. Lin Fei stood on a boulder with his hands clasped behind his back. He looked very relaxed. Why don't you want to come out? Then I won't be polite. Voila! A formation scroll was torn open, and a bright light spread out from the inside. It was like a formless killing intent, and it seeped into the surrounding void tens of thousands of miles away. Bang, bang, bang. One by one, black figures fell out of the void like rain. There were actually more than 100 people. This person doesn't have many array formation scrolls on him. Everyone kill. Since we were discovered, attack. Catch this guy. After these people were forced to show themselves, they did not hesitate to attack the mysterious person. In the distance, people kept rushing over, forming a dark mass. The forces of the imperial capital really deserve their reputation. You can create such a group of killers in such a short time. But do you really think I am so weak? Lin Fei's killing intent rose. He took out a ray formation scroll unhurriedly. Chapter 2461. Many forces were unwilling to let this mysterious person leave. Even if this person represented the mysterious Avengers Alliance, in their eyes, they were only there to scare people. Who knew their true strength? Who knew if they were using their connections to intimidate others? The possibility of that was very high. Other than that, this was the imperial capital. Even if the experts of the Avengers Alliance came for revenge, they would not dare to cause trouble in the imperial capital. If the expeditionary guards were forced to mobilize, there would be no place for them to hide. It was precisely because of this reason that these forces dared to ambush him. Risks and benefits coexisted. A dense mass of enemies, at least 1,000 of them, continuously besieged them. It was rare for them to gather together, and they all had one goal, which was to get the array scroll in the other's hands. If they could capture the other party, that would be the best. Benefits could form a group. This was undoubtedly the situation now. Those people were unwilling to let the mysterious person leave. With a few words, they joined forces to besiege this mysterious person. All of them were experts of the 5th transition. When those people's attacks came, they all landed in front of the mysterious person's mirror. Everyone's attacks strangely changed direction and returned to the mysterious person. Puffed, 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 puffed. The first wave had already caused hundreds of people to suffer, all of them killed by their own attacks. Those who dodged quickly were also hit by the densely packed attacks. The scene became chaotic. The power of a single array formation scroll was enough to make them suffer. Lin Fei had no intention of letting them go so easily. Blood would always bring great pressure and fear to people. Go. Lin Fei flicked his finger once more, causing towering flames to descend, landing in the midst of the enemies. Raging flames incinerated the heavens, turning the battlefield into a sea of fire. All sorts of miserable screams rang out. In front of the raging flames, all of them seemed extremely weak. One by one, they were burned into nothingness. Retreat! This is at least the attack of a 7th transition. This fire is very strange. Everyone run." In front of the flames, everyone was terrified. The flames were too terrifying. Once the flames came, there was no way for them to resist, and they were burned to death. They were considered to be somewhat powerful in the Empire, but in front of these flames, they felt helpless for the first time. Lin Fei walked in the flames, and the enemies died one by one. Those who were slightly stronger relied on their treasures to barely hold on. However, they were unable to withstand the onslaught of the flames and were burned to death in just a few breaths. Frost Palm. Amidst the flames, a seventh job transition expert charged out. His entire body was covered in cold air, forcefully blocking the flames. When Lin Fei neared him, he unleashed his most ferocious attack. This palm strike landed on Lin Fei's barrier, but it did not budge at all. The opponent's full-powered palm strike was useless. The flames tore through the cold air, burning this seventh job transition expert to death. Is it enough just because we have more people? Lin Fei looked up into the void and shot out 5 formation scrolls. There was a huge commotion in the air before everything quietened down. Everyone knew that there was a huge commotion in the air. Those 5 formation scrolls were extremely terrifying and powerful. The fire stopped, and there was no one on the scene. No one knew when the mysterious man had disappeared. Those who followed along the way to see what was going on were glad that they were far away, or else they would have been burned alive. All that was left of the place was a scorched land, emitting a burnt smell. The mountains had also been burnt into nothingness. Over 1,000 people had fallen here, and among them were dozens of seventh job professionals. With so many of them, it would be more than enough to deal with an 8th job professional. However, he had suffered a huge setback because of this mysterious man. Go back and report. This is a big deal. Thousands of experts were killed by the experts of the Avengers. This mysterious man is too scary. In the air, a girl in a palace dress revealed a trace of shock. From the moment the mysterious man defeated the 3 clan heads to the moment he left, the young lady in the palace gown had been following him. In the end, she left right under his nose, disappearing without a trace. What a powerful technique! Using the sky full of flames to block the detection of divine sense, he managed to escape right under our noses. What a skill! Moreover, there was not even a trace of fluctuation. Could it be the power of the scroll again? Fan Leyu kept thinking, and in the end, she felt that the possibility was very high. This guy is too cunning, creating such a show. Everyone has miscalculated. However, the flames are indeed powerful. They seem to be at the level of a 7th job professional, but they are no weaker than an 8th job professional. If the Empire had such a flame scroll, it would be much easier to deal with the demon god Empire. Fan Luoyu did not stay for long. She decided to get in touch with Lin Fei again. It would be best if she could get some secrets out of him. He escaped. The 5th prince had always felt that everything was under his control. After witnessing the true power of the formation scroll, he had decided to get his hands on it no matter what. However, he had not expected the mysterious man to leave right under his nose. There was nothing more infuriating than this. B****, how did you guys keep an eye on him? How could he escape like this? As a member of the royal family, the 5th prince naturally could not snatch him away in public. He had been preparing to do it privately, but he had not expected such a situation. Investigate, thoroughly investigate for me. This emperor wants to know where this person went. With a big fire, the other party disappeared. The 5th prince, Fan Qinglong, was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Your Highness, the appearance of this Avengers alliance is not simple, a man in black beside Fan Qinglong said in a low voice. Speak. Fan Qinglong's tone toward the man beside him had changed considerably. How is it not simple? The man in black said slowly, Your Highness, no one knows what kind of existence the Avengers Alliance is. The most frightening thing is that our expeditionary guard and even your Highness's intelligence agency do not know anything about their establishment. Your Highness, what force do you think can control themselves to the point where they do not let any news out? Then, this mysterious Avengers alliance should have been pushed out by a force with a long history, and they want to change this world. Fan Qinglong's expression changed slightly. As a member of the royal family, he was well aware of the situation in the star domain. It might seem peaceful, but in reality it was not. This time, the appearance of the Avengers was like a huge *T stirring up chaos in the originally peaceful world. Once the news spread, those hidden powers would definitely show themselves. I have to go back and make preparations. Fan Qinglong took a deep breath. He also felt a hint of pressure, which was something that rarely happened. It's a pity that the other party has left. I can only wait for the next auction. Chapter 2462. The reappearance of the Avengers caused an uproar in the Empire. Countless people gasped when they saw that they had killed thousands of experts with a single fire. The mysterious man's name was also spread like wildfire. The imperial capital was an important place where news was flying everywhere. As long as you could think of any gossip, you could hear it in the imperial capital. Among them, there was a piece of gossip that people cared about the most. Whoever mastered the method of making array scrolls would be able to become a great expert in the empire. Everyone believed this piece of news without a doubt. The mysterious man did not have any aura and was just like an ordinary person. People couldn't help but think that the mysterious man's cultivation level should not be too high. However, with the array scrolls in his hands, he was able to make the 3 patriarchs suffer a small loss. Such a shocking performance was all because of the array scrolls. This piece of news made countless people see hope. The appearance of the array formation scrolls also raised the reputation of the Expedition Chamber of Commerce to the next level. The big shots from the other star fields of the Empire who did not come were all filled with regret. They had missed a chance to broaden their horizons. The Expedition Chamber of Commerce also became lively. Everyone wanted to know when the Expedition Chamber of Commerce would hold an auction. Perhaps they would be lucky enough to come across such a treasure next time. Some people also asked about the mysterious man's whereabouts, which made the Expedition Chamber of Commerce miserable. There was no use in explaining, so everyone assumed that the Expedition Chamber of Commerce knew the secret. Another array master suddenly became popular. With the appearance of the array scrolls, the identity of array masters became even more distinguished. In everyone's opinion, no one else could make array scrolls except array masters. Once the method of making array scrolls was made public, array masters would become even more popular. The array masters had to thank the mysterious Avengers. Those array masters who had not joined any forces became popular. The major forces all extended an olive branch and prepared to recruit a group of array masters in advance. However, there was one thing that made them unhappy. Why wasn't the Array Master Union the one who researched the array scrolls? This caused many people to criticize them and doubt their ability. They were also bitter. On one hand, they were grateful to the mysterious force, but on the other hand, they were cursing those people for not being so high profile. Not long after, the Array Master Union released news that they were seeking cooperation with the Avengers. They said that they could research the array scrolls together to better promote the array scrolls and set a new trend. However, many people in the Empire believed this and felt that the cooperation between the Avengers and the Array Master Union would bring about a better outcome. The Expeditionary Guards of the Empire also began to move. It was a mysterious and extremely threatening force, yet the Expeditionary Guard didn't know about it. This was a serious dereliction of duty, and there was a lot of opposition within the royal family. The Expeditionary Guard was collecting information everywhere, and the Tsong Langstar region became the focus of their investigation. That was the place where the Avengers first appeared. The boss of the Expeditionary Guard also gave a death order. Even if they had to turn the entire empire upside down, they had to find the Avengers. He wanted to know everything about this organization. As a unique force in the expedition to the Empire, Tianji Hall also held a meeting. The top management of Tianji Hall had all arrived. This time, the Heavenly Secrets Hall brought back the Array Formation Scroll. At the beginning, the people of the Heavenly Secrets Hall didn't believe in this kind of technology. Their Heavenly Secrets Hall was still researching it, but it was a pity that they didn't make any progress. What other power could be more powerful than them and be able to research the complete Array Formation Scroll? After activating one Array Scroll, the entire top management of Tianji Hall was shocked. Looking at the remaining Array Scrolls, they were so shocked that their faces turned red like hungry wolves. Therefore, the few remaining Array Scrolls were taken by the Array Masters to study and analyze in an attempt to crack the secrets within. This time, they were destined to be disappointed. The magic of the Array Scrolls was completely beyond their imagination. Many of the principles within were refreshing. It turned out that Array Scrolls could be arranged in such a way. The most peculiar thing was that the material used for the Array Scrolls was a material that they had never seen before. After confirming it, everyone was dumbfounded. The material used for the Array Scrolls was an indispensable part of the Array Scrolls. However, even though Tianji Hall had collected all kinds of materials from the vast 1,000 domains, there was no such material. They didn't even know the name of the material. This was a huge blow to the research team of Tianji Hall. The people of Tianji Hall were unwilling to give up. One after another, they carried out experiments, but the results were all failures. The first step of building the Array runes was a big problem. In the end, they thought it was a problem with the materials. After thousands of failures in a row, they helplessly expressed that they were temporarily unable to make the Array Scrolls. The difficulty of making the Array Scrolls is completely beyond our imagination. We don't know where the Avengers got them from. Our research team is not the best in the world. However, when it comes to Array research, if we say we are second, no one would dare to say they are first. But the leader of the research team was a white-haired old man. He was an Array Master, Zhang Tianhe. At this moment, he shook his head. His old face was filled with helplessness. Unless we can grasp the other party's materials or research it, there is no hope in the short term. Master Zhang, is it really impossible? A middle-aged elder sitting at the head of the table asked. They were very concerned about whether or not they could research the Array Scrolls. This involved the influence of Tianji Hall. Several of the top sect leaders of the upper echelons had discussed that the appearance of the Avengers would be a huge blow to Tianji Hall. They might even be targeting Tianji Hall. Who didn't know that the things produced by Tianji Hall covered the two great empires and even the ancient Desolation World? It could be said that Tianji Hall's influence was unquestionable. Now, the Avengers were planning to use the Array Scrolls to step on them. This was unacceptable. They were even worried that the research capabilities of the Avengers were not limited to Array Scrolls. If they were to intervene in other areas, it would be a huge blow to Tianji Hall. This was also the reason why Tianji Hall couldn't wait to crack the Array Scrolls. Tianji Hall felt the pressure. Everyone pricked up their ears. Zhang Tianhe laughed bitterly. It's difficult. According to our standards, it is extremely difficult to truly research the Array Scrolls. We might not even be able to replicate a perfect Array Scroll in 100 years. However, the Array Scrolls of the Avengers have given us some inspiration. We can use this to research a batch of low-grade Array Scrolls. We are temporarily unable to research the high-grade Array Scrolls. Low-grade Array Scrolls had more or less saved some face. It wasn't to say that they had gained nothing. The three sect leaders, sitting at the head of the table, looked very calm. If one observed carefully, one could see a trace of dissatisfaction. Chapter 2463. While the outside world was in an uproar, Lin Fei was already hiding in the Emperor Peak and studying the teleportation formation. That day, Lin Fei had left quietly with the help of the towering flames. No one had noticed him. After that incident, Lin Fei could clearly see the changes in their expressions. The system is awesome. Deep under the Emperor Peak, Lin Fei had opened up a huge secret base. Formations were set up both inside and outside. Even if a ninth transformation professional expert were to barge in, he would be turned into ashes. At this moment, a huge teleportation formation was similar to the one from back then. A large group of people had started to assemble it. In order to make the teleportation formation, Lin Fei had spent a lot of time. Not far away, there was a mountain of materials for the teleportation formation. For the sake of these materials, Lin Fei had used the system's energy units to create all of them. The huge amount of energy units made his heart ache. In another 7 or 8 days, the setup should be almost complete. Lin Fei came to the teleportation formation almost every day. Suddenly, the little devil sent a message. "Master, congratulations. You are now wanted by Tianji Hall." Although the little devil had been focusing on the secret base, he had been collecting information through special creatures. Even if he didn't leave the Emperor Peak that day, he would still know about the situation in the capital. "I'm wanted by Tianji Hall? What does that mean?" Lin Fei opened the system and went to the place where the information was recorded. As expected, he saw an obvious message. It turned out that a few days ago, Tianji Hall had announced to the public that the teleportation formation scroll was the secret achievement of the Avengers who had stolen Tianji Hall. They emphasized that the teleportation formation scroll was the achievement of Tianji Hall. The Avengers were despicable people who had secretly infiltrated Tianji Hall and seized the achievement. They had also killed everyone who knew about it. As a result, Tianji Hall had lost the method to make the teleportation formation scroll. Tianji Hall had announced this news and offered a reward for the Avengers. This news had shocked the entire empire and the Demon God Empire. The bounty offered by Tianji Hall was so generous that everyone's eyes were red with envy. Killing a member of the Avengers would earn a bounty of an energy gun from Tianji Hall. Providing the location of the Avengers' lair would earn a short-distance teleportation formation. When the news about Tianji Hall came out, everyone believed it to be true. After all, everyone was clear about the capabilities of Tianji Hall. Almost everything that belonged to the two empires was produced by Tianji Hall. Array formation scrolls were also the main target of Tianji Hall, and it was only a matter of time before they came up with it. The Avengers, an existence that no one had ever heard of, might have really stolen it. For a time, everyone was looking for the Avengers. The underground black market also offered a high reward. Both the underworld and the underworld were looking for the Avengers. From time to time, strangers would appear in places that were usually deserted, looking for the Avengers. Tianji Hall sure has the guts to claim that the array formation scrolls are their own. A trace of killing intent flashed in Lin Fei's eyes. Tianji Hall actually dared to spout venomous slander, and it immediately triggered the killing intent in his heart. This wave of bounties covered the two empires. Some hidden forces were also looking for the Avengers. They wanted to gain the friendship of Tianji Hall. Fortunately, I copied the teleportation formation. I was originally feeling guilty. After all, this is their thing. Since you want to steal the results, then I won't be polite. Lin Fei was secretly glad that he had listened to the little devil's suggestion and used brand new materials instead of the Empire's materials. Although he had spent a large amount of energy units, the benefits were immediately apparent. Tianji Hall is still quite capable. Through the array formation scrolls, they developed a low-level array formation scrolls. With a certain amount of evidence, they can guide the direction of public opinion, and all of them will point to the Avengers. What a good idea. One after another, they want the Avengers to be hated by everyone. Lin Fei was actually not angry. He had originally planned to take a walk around Tianji Hall, but their actions immediately made him lose interest. Tianji Hall was very amazing, but Lin Fei, who had the system, was even more amazing. As long as the data was recorded, it would be possible to perfectly replicate the item. In fact, as long as the data was changed, the quality of the product could be improved. There was no way that the Secrets Hall could compare to him. In the end, they would only suffer a crushing defeat, and the secrets hall would be reduced to an inferior existence. Humph! Since you are willing to play, then I will play with you. Let's see who will cry in the end. Tianji Hall's bounty was like a small matter in Lin Fei's eyes. 10 days later, Lin Fei once again stood in front of the teleportation matrix. A perfect teleportation matrix appeared in front of him. Compared to the teleportation matrix made by Tianji Hall, this teleportation matrix was several times better, be it in terms of performance or safety. This naturally consumed a large number of Lin Fei's energy units. Lin Fei did not want the teleportation matrix to have certain safety issues. Wasn't it just energy units? Go-To-Duo was not afraid of consumption. From now on, this teleportation matrix will be called Teleportation Matrix 1. Lin Fei was not good at naming things, so he simply labeled it with numbers. With Teleportation Matrix 1, there would be Teleportation Matrix 2, and then Teleportation Matrix 3. If the 3 masters of Tianji Hall were present at this time, they would definitely regret offending Lin Fei. Soon, a more perfect teleportation matrix would undoubtedly defeat Tianji Hall's teleportation matrix very quickly. Lin Fei really wanted to activate the teleportation matrix, but in the end he resisted. Not for the time being. Although he would not be discovered, Lin Fei still decided to make another teleportation matrix to be on the safe side. Only then would it be perfect. Lin Fei had already decided where to put the second teleportation matrix. It would be on his fiefdom. Now was the time to go to his fiefdom. Lin Fei quickly applied to go out. Chun Yuanshan was the first to support it. Tests and the like were no longer a problem for Lin Fei. He seemed to be going through the motions, scaring those people into sucking in a breath of cold air. Lin Fei got the chance to go out as he wished. Little Lin, be careful when you go to your fiefdom. Recently, there has been a lot of friction between the Star Field and the Demon God Empire. Your fiefdom happens to be close to the border of the Demon God Empire. You'd better bring more people. If you don't have enough, I can provide some. Chun Yuanshan came to see him off and reminded him tactfully. Chun Yuanshan was now riding the crest of success. After Yun Zhongtian suffered a loss, he lost all his fortune and no longer had the right to speak in the formation department. Not long ago, he chose to go into seclusion. It was equivalent to giving up completely. Knowing that Lin Fei was going to his fiefdom, Chun Yuanshan specially came to see him off. He told Lin Fei what he knew so that he could be prepared in advance. Chapter 2464. On the outskirts of the capital, in a secluded villa, there were 2 people playing chess in a pavilion. They were chatting and laughing merrily, looking very leisurely. If Lin Fei were here, he would definitely recognize the person on the left. It was Yun Zhongtian, the formation great master, who had left the formation department. The person sitting opposite him was Li Fengzheng, the vice dean of the academy. Yun, you're going to lose. Li Fengzheng raised his hand and put down a chess piece, trapping a dragon on the chessboard mountain. Yun Zhongtian put down the chess piece with a wry smile. Brotherly, your chess skills have improved recently. I'm no match for you anymore. I admit defeat. Ha ha ha. Li Fengzheng laughed. I won't be fooled if I'm calm. You haven't calmed down recently. When you recover, it won't be easy to beat you. Yun Zhongtian's face showed a ferocious expression, as if he was anxious. It's all because of that bastard Lin Fei. He hid his strength so well. Not only is he talented, but he's also good at formations. He helped Chun Yuanshan recover from his disadvantage. What a bastard! From being the leader of the erase department to being forced to retire, everyone thought that he had lost to Chun Yuanshan. Who didn't know that Chun Yuanshan was riding the crest of success and was the #1 in the erase department? Those who had followed him in the past had all been taught a lesson. Even now, no one dared to get too close to him, other than bitterness. Yun Zhongtian could only feel bitterness in his heart. He actually lost to that stinky brat. Up until now, he still couldn't figure out where Qin Wentian learned this formation from. Even now, he still couldn't think of a suitable method to break it. Yin, here's your chance. Li Fengzheng clapped his hands, and a servant came in. Tell me what you've heard. The old servant said, Master Yin, I just heard that Lin Fei, the newcomer king of Imperial College, has just left the academy and obtained the qualification to go out. He's going to the Wushuang Star area. The news is confirmed. All the teachers of Imperial College know about it. Dean Qin even went to see him off in person. He went to the Wushuang Star area. Yun Zhongtian stood up. In his excitement, he knocked over the chessboard. This is great. That brat still dares to leave the academy and head for Matchless City. The heavens are really helping this old man. Yun Zhongtian had never hated anyone before, and Lin Fei was undoubtedly the first. He had suffered a huge setback because of this brat. He had lost everything he had and had nothing left. If it wasn't for his old friend's help, he didn't even know if he could still sit here right now. Li Fengzheng had the old servant leave. Have you really decided to act? Yun Zhongtian's face flashed with a cold and gloomy aura. Brotherly, thank you for the information you provided. That bastard caused me to go bankrupt. Even Qin Yuanshan couldn't do anything to him. However, a mere second job transition, Howling Warrior, is nothing to me. Who asked him to offend me? I wish you success. Li Fengzheng said with a smile. Yun Zhongtian remembered to go back and gather information. This was such a good opportunity. If he missed it, who knew when he would get another chance? Li Fengzheng looked at the silhouette of the other party, and the corner of his mouth curled up. Xiao Dao, follow Old Yin. Once you succeed, you take action. Old Yin is too old and useless. Such a large amount of wealth is not something he can swallow alone. Yes, sir. A voice came from the void. Qin Yuanshan, you didn't rely on Lin Fei to regain your former glory. When you lose Lin Fei, let's see what you can do. Li Fengzheng laughed loudly. The news that Lin Fei of the Capital Institute had left for the Wushuang Star area was not a secret. Many forces had received the news. If it wasn't for the previous incident, everyone might have forgotten about Lin Fei. A person with top-notch talent would never be a top-notch expert before he grew up. However, Lin Fei had won a large sum of money from Master Yun Zhongtian. It was undoubtedly something that made people jealous. According to the rumors, Lin Fei had at least 1,000 black crystal cards. 1,000 black crystal cards. In the entire empire, many people would never be able to reach this amount of wealth in their lifetime. A rising star at such a young age had made many people jealous. When they heard that Lin Fei had left the institute for the Wushuang Star area, they were immediately tempted. Perhaps this was an opportunity for them. As the most popular person in everyone's eyes, Lin Fei did not know that he was being targeted. After leaving the Capital Institute, Lin Fei went to the Imperial office and obtained a land order. With this thing, as long as he went to the Wushuang Star area, he could get the land through the governor or the governor. Lin Fei did not fly to the Wushuang Star area. Instead, he took the teleportation array. The Empire's teleportation network was spread across 38 star areas. Of course, one had to have money in their pockets and travel fast. A teleportation array required a large amount of energy wall stones. Usually, unless there was an urgent matter, people liked to travel by teleportation array. Now that Lin Fei was rich, he did not care about energy wall stones. He chose to use teleportation arrays to travel between star areas. The consumption of energy wall stones would definitely hurt for a long time. In less than half a day, Lin Fei arrived at the Wushuang Star area, which was also the star area closest to the Demon God Empire. It would take less than a few days to travel from the periphery of this star area to the nearest star area of the Demon God Empire. If it were not for the barren star area in between, it would have been even faster. The energy of heaven and earth in the Wushuang Star area is indeed much weaker than in the Expedition Star area, and not just by a little bit. Lin Fei came out of the teleportation array and felt the energy of heaven and earth. He shook his head, subconsciously, looking very disappointed. Why did the Emperor give me a dangerous star area? Is it to train me? But soon he suppressed the thought. No matter what the Emperor was thinking, it was not easy to trick him. Where is the governor's mansion? Lin Fei came out of the teleportation array and asked the staff nearby. None of the staff dared to look down on anyone who could afford to take the teleportation array, who knew what kind of background this person had. If they offended a powerful force, they could be in trouble with just a word. After giving a detailed introduction to the governor's mansion, Lin Fei happily threw out a few energy wall stones. After coming out of the teleportation array, Lin Fei saw a busy square with people coming and going. As the Wushuang Star area was close to the Demon God Empire, it was rich in goods from the Demon God Empire. Many merchants came here to buy things. People from all walks of life could be found in the Wushuang city. Chapter 2465. Master, what brings you here? You're a rare guest. Inside the luxurious city, Lord residence. City Lord Mu Haoqiang personally received an important guest, Yun Zhongtian. I have nothing to do, so I came out for a walk. Yun Zhongtian chuckled as he sipped his tea. He really did look like someone who had come out to relax. Mu Haoqiang was a middle-aged man dressed in a purple robe. He was extremely imposing. At the same time, he was also a formation master. His attainments were not low. Yun Zhongtian was one of his teachers. He was able to sit in this position because of Yun Zhongtian's help. Otherwise, it would have been difficult for Mu Haoqiang to sit in this position. Therefore, Mu Haoqiang always remembered Yun Zhongtian's kindness. As the city lord, Mu Haoqiang had his own plans. Thinking of the recent events, he immediately realized why his teacher had come. Teacher, in this Wushuang Star field, I have some ability. If teacher has any difficulties that you can't handle, you can leave it to this student. This student is duty-bound to handle it properly. Mu Haoqiang had the right to say this. The city lord of Wushuang not only needed strength, but also someone to push him. The Mu family was one of the top families in the Wushuang Starfield. As the city lord, he would naturally rely on the city lord. In the Wushuang Starfield, there was really nothing that could trouble Mu Haoqiang. Yun Zhongtian was pleased to hear this. He had made the right choice to help his student. He had originally planned to kill Lin Fei on the way, but then he thought it would not be a good idea. It would be easy to arouse suspicion, so he decided to wait until they reached the Wushuang Starfield. At the same time, he thought of Mu Haoqiang. Perhaps he could be of help. Although Yun Zhongtian had suffered a huge setback in the Capital Institute, his influence in the empire was still there. His title as an array master was the best thing to rely on in the empire. Since Mu Haoqiang had brought it up, Yun Zhongtian decided not to hide it anymore. Master, I heard that in a few days, Lin Fei from the Capital Institute will be reporting to you. I don't like this Lin Fei very much. Just then, someone came in from outside. City Lord, there's a young man named Lin Fei outside. He's here with a bounty order and wants to see the City Lord. The servant said as soon as he entered. Mu Haoqiang was the City Lord of Peerless City, so he had naturally heard of Lin Fei. However, he did not expect Lin Fei to offend his own teacher. Furthermore, Lin Fei was the emperor's junior brother. This made him, who came from a large clan, even more unhappy. How could a disciple from a poor family obtain the status of a noble? How could he obtain land? How could he obtain the emperor's favor? All right, I got it. Just say that the city lord is in seclusion and won't be seeing him for a while. Mu Haoqiang sent the servant away with a single sentence. Teacher, are you satisfied with what you've done? Mu Haoqiang knew that Lin Fei's purpose in coming here was to gain his recognition so that he could smoothly take over his fief and become a genuine feudal lord. Yun Zhongtian smiled happily. Haoqiang, you're very considerate. Lin Fei is just a brat from a poor family. He suddenly rose to such a high position, but instead of studying properly, he offended teacher. This student will definitely seek justice for teacher. He's not going to the fief. Without this student accompanying him, he can forget about obtaining that piece of land. This student is in seclusion, so no one will suspect anything. Mu Haoqiang was very clear of his teacher's capabilities. He would leave Lin Fei hanging for a few days to make him anxious. When the time came, he would be able to beat him up as much as he wanted. It's not a good thing for you to leave Lin Fei hanging like this. After all, he's the emperor's junior brother. Yun Zhongtian said. Mu Haoqiang waved his hand with an indifferent expression on his face. That day, His Majesty acknowledged Lin Fei as his junior brother. Maybe it was out of a moment of happiness. Who doesn't know that His Majesty is in seclusion all year round? Perhaps he has forgotten about this matter very quickly. Moreover, this student has no intention of stopping Lin Fei from obtaining the fief. However, this fief isn't that easy to obtain. Yun Zhongtian really didn't know about the secret of that fief. Suddenly he became spirited. Haoqiang, could there be some other secret? That day, teacher thought about His Majesty's intentions. Could it be that there's some secret behind this? Mu Haoqiang finally found a chance to show off. At the very least, he could leave a good impression in teacher's heart. Especially recently, the family was in need of some formation masters. Although the Mu family was a first-rate family, it wasn't a big problem for them to recruit ordinary formation masters. As for those who had reached a certain level of formation masters, the Mu family was somewhat strained. If teacher spoke up, the problem would be easily solved. The fief that His Majesty bestowed to me is located in the most remote place in the unparalleled star area. At the same time, it is also the exit to the Death Star area. Back then, the Bai family was the owner of that fief. The Bai family was very powerful back then, vaguely having the chance to become a top force. Unfortunately, the Bai family's head was killed by the demon god empire. From then on, the family plummeted and finally withdrew from the stage of history. Today, the Bai family's fief has been occupied by people from all walks of life. It has become a special trade center. Yun Zhongtian had never paid much attention to the affairs of other star areas. Basically, his attention was focused on the imperial capital and some ancient mystery domains. When Mu Haoqiang mentioned the trade center, he immediately remembered something. You're talking about the famous City of Death, that place with complicated forces. Mu Haoqiang nodded. Yes, the City of Death. Back then, the Bai family's fief. The current City of Death can only be blamed for the Bai family's incompetence. Teacher, what you don't know is that a ruthless person appeared in the Bai family. Today's City of Death was created by that descendant of the Bai family. They are also the biggest force in the City of Death. I heard that they have the support of a big shot. I dare say that it will be very difficult for that little brat Lin Fei to get the fief. Even if I were to step in, those people might not agree. Ha ha ha! Yun Zhongtian finally laughed. That brat will become a joke if he wants to get the fief. The Bai family will definitely not let him get what he wants. Yun Zhongtian was not in a hurry to deal with Lin Fei. He wanted to see Lin Fei's helpless face. Only then could he vent his anger. The city lord has been in seclusion for a period of time. Your Excellency, you came at the wrong time. It's best if you come again after a period of time. The servant said to Lin Fei as soon as he came out. Seclusion! Lin Fei laughed. After arriving at Peerless City, Lin Fei released special creatures to gather information. The city lord's mansion was also an important target. Old thing, you're really tired of living. Lin Fei really did not expect that after a short delay on the road, Yun Zhongtian would not give up and come looking for trouble. The city lord of Peerless City was his student. What a coincidence! Of course! When Lin Fei heard the secret about the situation of the fief, he was more or less surprised. It turned out that the problem of the fief was not small. It seemed like there was a big shot controlling the City of Death. Chapter 2466 Wushuang Star Field Border Area. This place had a very cold and gloomy name, Death City. Why was there a city of death? It was actually from the Death Star region. Back in the day, the Death Star field had also been a part of the Expeditionary Empire's sphere of influence. After some unforeseen events, it had been abandoned, and at the same time, it had become a barrier for the Empire. The City of Death was a place that was ungoverned. Peerless City had never arranged for anyone to be stationed in the City of Death to manage its affairs. Even the Expeditionary Guard didn't set up a branch here. It was as if this place had been abandoned. As time passed, the City of Death became a notorious place. In the City of Death, anything could happen. All sorts of people and wanted criminals could be seen. In the center of the city, there was a huge black castle. In the huge city, it was exceptionally eye-catching, and it seemed out of place with the surrounding buildings. This was a very unique building in the City of Death. Death Castle. At the same time, it was the place with the highest authority in the City of Death. City Lord, our spies in Wushuang City have sent news that Lin Fei, who was bestowed by the Emperor, has come. It seems like he is preparing to take back his fief. Mu Haoqiang used the excuse of seclusion to brush Lin Fei off. Now Lin Fei is staying in an inn. Beside a pond in the Death Castle, a young man in embroidered clothes casually grabbed some things and scattered them into the pond. A large school of fish swam up and fought over the food, creating large waves. Oh, just keep an eye on him. The young man was very calm, as if he was listening to something insignificant. Ziqing, you're getting more and more composed. You're still so calm, even after hearing that the kid is here. Not long after, a few middle-aged men came together and appeared beside the pool. If someone knew them, they would definitely be shocked. They were the few big shots with the most authority in the City of Death. They divided up all the benefits of the City of Death. In a place like Wushuang Starfield, the City of Death was able to become a unique place that was not under any jurisdiction. Naturally, it had its own intelligence agency. When the news about Lin Fei had spread, the City of Death had already arranged for people to keep an eye on him in Peerless City. He was a junior brother that the Emperor had personally acknowledged. No matter what, he was worthy of their attention. People will slowly grow up, and they will naturally become more mature. The young man's name was Bai Ziqing, and he was the City Lord of the City of Death. On the other hand, everyone's hearts are in chaos. This is very bad. A hint of awkwardness appeared on the faces of several influential figures. When they heard that Lin Fei had arrived, they immediately gathered together. After some discussion, they came to find Bai Ziqing to discuss countermeasures. The City of Death was a large area around it. In reality, it was all within the boundaries of the fief. If Lin Fei really took back the fief, their benefits in the City of Death would be greatly affected. Cutting off one's wealth was like killing one's parents. Ziqing, it wasn't easy for us to create this family business. We can't let that brat torment us. You have a lot of ideas, so you have to think of a way for us. One of the big shots said. Bai Ziqing, who was feeding the fish, turned around. His expressionless face appeared extremely cold and gloomy. He was like a venomous snake, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Everyone, you're worrying too much. Lin Fei is just a small character. Even if Mu Haoqiang came, he wouldn't dare to behave atrociously. Are you all worried that a small character will take control of the City of Death? Bai Ziqing said, if that brat is smart and tactful, we can let him be the City Lord of the Death. You're happy, we'll be happy. If he doesn't, we have plenty of ways to deal with that brat. The few influential figures were indeed frightened by Lin Fei. He was the junior brother that the Emperor had acknowledged. With this layer of relationship, no matter how much courage they had, they wouldn't dare to kill him. If the Emperor was angry, the City of Death wouldn't be able to stop him. Even if the City of Death had a powerful backer, the other party would probably be overwhelmed by the situation. How would he have the time to care about them? After hearing Bai Ziqing's words, they immediately understood. Ziqing is still the best. We were too prejudiced and thought too highly of Lin Fei. The city of death is ours. If he wants to be the city lord, we'll give it to him. If he doesn't know his place, we'll make a move and turn this place into a mess." Everyone was completely relieved. Bai Ziqing looked down on these guys. However, they were all backed by the major forces of the Wushuang starfield. They were just spokespeople. When there were benefits to be gained, they didn't recognize them. Once something happened, they were all useless. Let me tell you another piece of good news. Our city lord, Mu Haoqiang, will deal with Lin Fei sooner or later. According to my information, Mu Haoqiang's teacher, Yun Zhongtian, was bankrupted by Lin Fei in the Capital Institute. Yun Zhongtian is now in the Wushuang city. It's also because of him that Mu Haoqiang didn't meet Lin Fei and even used the excuse of seclusion to send Lin Fei away. Bai Ziqing said unhurriedly. The Wushuang starfield was too far away from the empire's capital. The matters there weren't things that they could interfere with. Naturally, the news was a little blocked and they couldn't find out in the shortest time possible. When they heard the news, everyone revealed a shocked expression. It can't be. Lin Fei offended Mu Haoqiang? Mu Haoqiang isn't a good person. He's good at all kinds of schemes. Those who are targeted by him don't have a good ending. Is Lin Fei that powerful? He could bankrupt Yun Zhongtian? That's unbelievable. He's a formation grandmaster. Bai Ziqing said indifferently. Can't a grandmaster lose? Let me tell you another piece of good news. Lin Fei's net worth is very high now. He has at least 1,000 black crystal cards, among the big shots present, who didn't have a certain amount of wealth. But when they heard that Lin Fei had over 1,000 black crystal cards, their expressions changed. Bai Ziqing knew that they were tempted. Over 1,000 black crystal cards was a big, fat piece of meat. If they could take a bite out of it, that would be great. They trusted Bai Ziqing's words. To have such wealth at such a young age indeed made them envious. When they were his age, they were nothing, not to mention 1,000 black crystal cards. Thank you for the reminder, Ziqing. Lin Fei didn't know that he had been schemed against the moment he arrived at the Wushuang city. 3 days passed in a row. Lin Fei didn't do anything. Every day he went to the city lord's mansion and received the reply that the city lord was in seclusion. For the rest of the time, he wandered around the Wushuang city, looking around as if he was admiring the city. At this time, no one could guess what Lin Fei was thinking or what he planned to do. I've finally arranged the information. In the inn, Lin Fei revealed a trace of a smile. After opening the system, a huge map of the Wushuang city appeared. A large area of red dots formed a huge network, and this network was constantly expanding. These days, Lin Fei didn't stay idle. All his attention was on this. Information was the most important. Chapter 2467. For a few days, Lin Fei didn't make a move. Mu Haoqiang and Yun Zhongtian of the city lord residence were both in a good mood. With just a little bit of action, Lin Fei could only wait outside. It was a rather delightful thing. In a place like Wushuang City, if Mu Haoqiang said something, no one would dare to say anything. The Mu family was very influential. Has that Lin Fei been the same as usual? Mu Haoqiang had been paying attention to this matter. The more that kid suffered, the happier he would be. His teacher would also be happy, and then it would be easier to recruit array masters. City Lord, that kid is very obedient. Every day, he comes to ask if the city lord is out of seclusion before leaving. These days, he has been in Wushuang City, and I have never seen him leave. Hearing his subordinate's words, Mu Haoqiang laughed and was secretly pleased. Even if you are an influential person in Wushuang City, you have to obediently lie down. The reason for seclusion was perfectly justifiable. Even if the imperial capital knew, they might not say anything. Mu Haoqiang decided to ignore him for half a month first. City Lord, I have also received news that the people of Death City already know that Lin Fei has come to Wushuang City. There are people in the underground black market planning to make a move on Lin Fei and rob him of his wealth. Mu Haoqiang was in a bad mood at the mention of this matter. His face darkened. That kid deserves it. At such a young age, he doesn't know how to do things. A kid will always be a kid, walking around like a fat sheep. There's no way he won't be targeted. Mu Haoqiang was very clear about Lin Fei's wealth. He originally thought that the brat would take the initiative to give him some benefits. But in the end, after a few days, all he did was talk and did not do anything. This made him very uncomfortable. Now that he was being targeted, it was no exception. The City of Death was extremely capable, so it was normal for them to know that Lin Fei had come. Mu Haoqiang didn't intend to do anything. As long as Lin Fei didn't give him any benefits, it would be impossible for him to accompany him to the Death City. He wanted to see how Lin Fei was going to get that piece of land. After the intelligence network was set up, Lin Fei spent most of his time in the inn, digesting the information about Wushuang City. He had to admit that the local forces of Wushuang Star Field were deeply rooted. None of them were easy to deal with. If he had another identity, Lin Fei would definitely fight and take the City of Death by force. With his current status, it was not suitable for him to do such a thing. When he came here, he thought that it would not be difficult, but he did not expect it to be like this. Although this piece of land had no owner and had already been occupied by others, the Wushuang Star region would not easily give up a piece of land. It wasn't going to be easy. If I want to obtain the City of Death, force is indispensable. I already have the reward and the proof of my fief. If I use force to crush them, even Mu Haoqiang won't be able to say anything. Lin Fei was used to fighting and killing, so he felt that it was easier this way. Lin Fei had plenty of helpers. After arriving at the Expeditionary Empire, through the system, they had recorded a large amount of data, such as energy guns. It was easy to pull out a group of people and destroy the City of Death. Even if the City of Death became an uninhabited fief, Lin Fei wouldn't care. Holy Maiden Qinlan, what is the meaning of this? Why do you want me to pay attention to a nobody? On the other side of the Death Star region, in the territory of the Demon God Empire, Black Wind City. Black Wind City was not a small city, but a large city. It was also a heavily guarded city. Almost every year, small-scale battles would break out. This place was equivalent to a front line. Black One, one of the 3 great demon generals of Black Wind City, was in charge of a portion of Black Wind City's affairs. However, he was in charge of the safety of Black Wind City and belonged to a demon general without much power. In Black Wind City, Black One was pushed out. He didn't have many troops in his hands and lived a leisurely life. However, he lacked the opportunity to make contributions. Black One's original body was a mutated black bear. He was very tall and sturdy, with thick eyebrows and big eyes. His face was ferocious and extremely savage. Putting down the letter, Black One was very surprised. Since when did Holy Maiden Qinlan pay attention to a junior? That was a high and mighty Holy Maiden. Within the Demon God Empire, the competition was also fierce. Black One was a member of Qinlan's faction. Qinlan, who originally didn't have much influence, had done a few big things recently. Her status had risen very quickly, and she had the qualifications to compete for the Holy Maiden. It was unknown how many people were dumbfounded. If it was in the past, Black One would definitely have disdained it. But now, it was different from the past. He still cared about the Holy Maiden's words, but he couldn't figure out what abilities Lin Fei had to be worthy of Qinlan's attention. Boom! Without any warning, a terrifying aura crushed down, as heavy as 10,000 kilograms. Black One was a 7th-stage professional ranker. His strong body had blue veins popping out. He stomped on the ground, straightened his body, and tore apart the powerful aura. "You're courting death." He punched up into the sky. Life in Black Wind City wasn't easy. Black One didn't become bald and crippled. As usual, he cultivated every day, and his strength improved a lot. The power of this punch soared into the sky, as if he was about to break through the peak of the 7th-stage professional. Such a terrifying, punch met with a finger that wasn't too thick. Boundless power surged over and stabbed into the fist. Black One felt as if his body had been severely injured, and he fell to the ground on the spot. His entire body felt as if it had been broken, and he couldn't muster any strength. If I were you, I would obediently stay put. This way, you and I will be fine. Everyone is fine. A calm, emotionless voice exploded in Black One's ears. Dangerous, extremely dangerous. With just one sentence, Black One's scalp went numb. With the innate perception of the goblin race, he knew that the person who attacked him was extremely powerful. Even an early-stage, 8th-stage professional ranker might not be able to defeat him in one move. The person in front of him was extremely dangerous. Black One had no doubt that, as long as the other party wanted to kill him, a single finger would be enough. Remember, I will only say it once. If you like to play tricks, then you can go down and accompany your colleagues. The pressure on his body dissipated. Black One raised his head and saw a black-cloaked man sitting in his seat, revealing only his cold eyes. A loss is a loss. If you have anything to say, Senior, just say it. Black One wasn't a one-track-minded person. If he didn't lower his head, he would die. At the same time, he was secretly shocked. Logically speaking, the people outside should have known about the commotion just now. From the looks of it, there should be a formation set up here that isolated all auras. Not bad, you're quite smart. The black-cloaked man was naturally Lin Fei. If he wanted to solve the problem of Peerless City, violence was the first choice. Lin Fei planned to use a borrowed knife to kill people, so as to stimulate those people so that they wouldn't take him too seriously. Chapter 2468. Black One really didn't know when such an expert had appeared on the side of the Wushuang star field. There was no news at all. The two empires seemed to be peaceful, but there was always friction. From time to time, there would be small-scale battles. Everyone knew what kind of experts there were on the side of the Wushuang star field. The mysterious man in front of him had suppressed him with a single move. It was too terrifying. If the other party wanted to break through Black Wind City, it wouldn't be difficult. Even if the 3 great demon generals joined forces, they might not be able to last long in the hands of the other party. Black One could only be honest and admit that he was unlucky. He was a person without military power, but he was targeted by the other party. He was really a tiger that fell to the plains and was bullied by a dog. He was helpless, but he shouldn't be looking for him. Do you know why I'm looking for you? Black One himself wanted to know why he was targeted by you. I have no fate with you. Of course, he wouldn't dare to say such words. I don't know. You must be very depressed. A demon general with no military power and is purely a decoration. Why would he be targeted by someone? Lin Fei casually glanced at him. I can only say that your luck has come. Black One's heart skipped a beat. He couldn't believe what he heard. You said, my luck has come? Not bad, your good luck has come. Lin Fei said, I have no interest in your demon god empire, but my greatest interest is to see the common people and play in the world. I think you are a good person. It would be a pity to be a powerless demon general in Black Wind City for the rest of your life, so I decided to help you. Black One's mind was filled with the other party's words, especially the words of being a powerless demon general for the rest of his life. He constantly stimulated himself. If it wasn't for the great contribution, his life would have ended. His only hope was to rely on the holy maiden Xinlan. Why should I believe you? Just because I'm sitting in front of you and talking to you. Lin Fei said, the opportunity is right in front of you. It depends on how you grasp it. You can think about it carefully. Before that, I can give you a gift. When the time comes, you will know how lucky you are. A gift? Black One was still thinking when the person sitting in front of him disappeared without a trace, leaving no fluctuations. He was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. How is this possible? Could he be a 9th stage professional? To be able to leave without a trace, Even an 8th job transition expert might not be able to do it. Black One felt like he was dreaming. If it weren't for the pain in his body, he would have suspected that it was fake. In order to confirm things, he went out in person. It was quiet outside, and his subordinates were fine. They didn't notice any movement. At this moment, Black One was finally scared. That mysterious man was definitely not someone he could afford to offend. Killing him was as easy as lifting a finger. After calming down, Black One thought of the mysterious man's words. "My luck is coming." That night, Black didn't sleep at all. His mind was filled with those words. The gift came a little late. 2 days later, one of Black One's men rushed in and said, "My lord, something bad has happened. Something bad has happened." Black One had become a nominal demon general, but he had never relaxed his intelligence gathering. He had always arranged for people to keep an eye on Black Wind City, and if there was even the slightest movement, he would know. The person who came in was Black One's trusted aide, Shao-Chi. He specialized in collecting information from the outside world, and he would personally report anything important. This was the first time he had seen his trusted aide with such an expression. "Shao-Chi, what happened? Could it be that another human race expert has come from Peerless City?" Black Wind City was the vanguard barrier, and from time to time human race experts would appear. Generally speaking, when human race experts appeared, their side would have to send out experts to prevent human race experts from causing damage here. Shao-Chi was very excited. "My lord, something big just happened. Our Lord Human was killed on the spot by a human race expert from Peerless City not long ago." Black One, who was originally sitting, stood up on the spot. "You said that Human was killed by a human race expert? He is an early stage, 8th stage professional." There were a total of 3 demon generals in Black Wind City. Black One was the one with the lowest realm. The other 2 were Human, early stage 8th stage professional, and the other was Lang Xingtian, middle stage 8th stage professional. Human was a native of Black Wind City. He walked up step by step and was finally able to fight against the opponent. He was a very amazing person. He didn't expect to be killed by a human race expert. Human race expert, could it be that mysterious person? A thought flashed through Black One's mind. As soon as this thought came out, it was out of control. It seemed that other than him, no one dared to kill people in Black Wind City. It had only been 2 days, but a demon general had died in Black Wind City, and it was even at the 8th stage. There was nothing more coincidental than this. Black One instinctively felt that it was the mysterious man who did it. He couldn't even stop a single finger of the mysterious man, and Human couldn't either. It was normal for him to be killed. "My chance has come." Black One was shocked that Human had been killed. He immediately realized that this was an opportunity to control the military power. If he missed this opportunity, he would definitely regret it for the rest of his life. "Bring them along. Let's go to the city, Lord's mansion." Black Wind City had already turned upside down. Demon General Human was killed by a human race expert, causing an uproar within. As a demon general, Lang Xingtian was also frowning. With the death of a person, the situation in Black Wind City changed. Black One, who had been sent to the side, could no longer suppress it. Although Lang Xingtian really wanted to control Black Wind City and become a true controller, the Empire might not agree. They would definitely arrange for a demon general to come over and take away a portion of the power. "I have to cooperate with Black One." When Black One rushed to the city lord's mansion and saw Human's corpse, he put on an act. The 2 demon generals sat together and discussed things. One was to deal with the mysterious human race expert, and the other was to take away the power that belonged to Human. On this matter, the 2 demon generals were surprisingly consistent. Then, with lightning speed, they divided up Human's power, and Black One finally took control of the military power. This kind of thing was very normal in Black Wind City. It was normal for the dead to lose their usefulness, and the territory in their hands to be divided up and eaten clean. The demon race also worshipped the strong. Black One obtained a portion of the troops, but at least he took a step forward. In Black Wind City, he had a certain amount of authority to speak. He also became complacent and high-spirited. He had finally made a name for himself. General Black One, how is this gift? It's not bad, right? As soon as Black One returned to his room, a voice sounded in his ears. He saw the mysterious man in black. This time, Black One's reaction wasn't that big. You killed Human? If I didn't kill him, would you have gotten the military power? Black One laughed dryly. Haha, although you've taken the second seat, your position is not stable. If you can't make contributions in the future, you'll be easily taken over by Lang Xingtian. Chapter 2469. There was internal competition in the Expeditionary Empire, and there was also competition in the Demon God Empire, and it was even more intense. Black One was very clear about his own abilities. If a demon general with strength and background dropped down from above, it would definitely not be a good thing for him, unless he chose to rely on the other party. In the Demon God Empire, there were many demon generals, and it was not easy to become the ruler of a region. Every position required ability and background. Senior, please ask me. For his own position, for the sake of being outstanding, Black One simply put down his pride and asked for advice. Black One had thought that although he was a demon general, he belonged to the kind of person who didn't have anything, no background, no wealth, and belonged to the poor demon clan. It was not easy to sit in the position of demon general. It was very difficult to take another step forward, especially since Black Wind City was the vanguard city. Ability trumped strength, and this was the only thing that Black One needed to pay attention to. You're worth teaching. Lin Fei was still as calm as ever. He laughed in his heart. In order to deal with the City of Death, he had really spent a lot of effort. Black One could be considered to have fallen into the trap. Lin Fei didn't have much of a sense of identity with the people of the two empires. This was also the reason why he had to find a demon general to take action. Moreover, the City of Death was not a good thing. There were all sorts of people. The expeditionary guards chose to ignore them, and so did the Lord of Peerless City. Lin Fei decided to be ruthless and completely eradicate the City of Death. Once they were all dead, he could summon an army, and he didn't have to worry about the secret leaking out. Actually, it's not difficult for you to stabilize your position. You only need to send people to attack the City of Death and kill their experts. At that time, who would dare to question your ability? At the same time, you can also take revenge for Human, killing two birds with one stone. And the person who killed you, Human, is the guardian of Baiziching of the City of Death. Black One suddenly understood. This senior was going to borrow a knife to kill someone. Black One was most familiar with the City of Death. That Baiziching was very capable, and it was even rumored that Baiziching had a certain connection with their Lang Xingtian. In any case, the people of Black Wind City would never deal with the people of the City of Death, which further verified this news. Senior, this method won't work. Black One said helplessly. Lord Lang Xingtian seems to know Baiziching from the City of Death. Our Black Wind City has never attacked the City of Death. Even if we attack the human clan's territory, we would choose to attack some remote forces or peripheral forces. You're too cowardly. You're the only one who suggested attacking the City of Death to provoke Lang Xingtian and say that you want to take revenge for Human unless he doesn't want to take revenge. His subordinates definitely won't agree. As long as you agree, as for the fact that you don't have any capable subordinates, this isn't helping at all. Lin Fei waved his hand, and a few more things appeared on the table. If your subordinates were all equipped with these things, what do you think will happen to you in Black Wind City in the future? Energy gun. Black One suddenly stood up, struggled for a while, and said, Elder, I agree. No matter what, I will force Lang Xingtian to agree to attack the City of Death. A few days after Human's death, Black One who had obtained military power, gathered the backbone of Black Wind City and held a meeting. When Lang Xingtian came, he didn't seem very happy. He didn't understand why Black One wanted to hold a meeting. It seemed that he didn't have anything to deal with recently, and Black One's behavior was a kind of overstepping his authority. Although Black One had the right to hold a meeting, he really didn't feel very comfortable in his heart. Today's meeting is actually held for Lord Human. Lord Human was killed by a human clan expert, and our Black Wind City must avenge him. Our Black Wind City cannot lose its reputation. If we swallow our anger today, in the future, the human clan experts will continue to come to our Black Wind City to slaughter. In the eyes of the people above, we are just a big hat of incompetence. Black One's voice was sonorous and powerful. It just so happens that I have already obtained the killer of Lord Human. He is Bai Ziqing's subordinate from the City of Death. I have decided to avenge Lord Human and choose a day to attack the City of Death. The faces of the backbone present all changed as well. No one had expected that this Black One would hold this meeting with the intention of avenging Lord Human. Master Black One is right. The human clan experts are too arrogant. They killed our Lord Human in public. We must vent our anger and send troops to attack the City of Death. A backbone supported him. I agree to attack the City of Death and avenge Lord Human. Revenge, revenge. These days, these backbone members had been holding back their anger in their hearts. It had always been the demon clan who dealt with others. When had it ever been the turn of the human clan to kill the demon clan? In addition, these backbone members also had their own thoughts. If they could contribute to the attack on the City of Death, they might be able to fight for the position of demon general. Lang Xingtian frowned. In his heart, he had underestimated Black One's ability, using the chess piece of revenge to attack the City of Death to stabilize his position. This move could be considered powerful. Lord Wolf, you are the person in charge of our Black Wind City. As long as you give the order, we will immediately organize our men and attack the City of Death. Black One said again. The other backbone members all looked over. They were waiting for Lang Xingtian's order. Lang Xingtian cursed Black One 100 times in his heart. This matter was really hard to refuse. He knew that the person who killed Human was definitely not someone from the City of Death. Bai Ziqing was not that kind of person, but unfortunately he could not explain. Brother Black well said, our Black Wind City represents the Empire. We must take revenge. I have been chasing after the clues of the human clan experts, but I have not found anything. On the contrary, Brother Black found the murderer in advance, saving us a lot of trouble. The City of Death dared to kill our people. We must vent our anger. I have decided to attack the City of Death in 2 days. Does anyone have any objections? Lang Xingtian quickly made a decision. All the backbone members present agreed to attack the City of Death. 2 days later, attack the City of Death. Brother Black, you really have a good method. I still underestimated you. After everyone left, Lang Xingtian said sinisterly. Black One pretended to be confused and slammed his palm on the table. Lord Wolf, what do you mean by this? Don't you want to avenge Human? Let the human clan experts act presumptuously here? What's wrong with me avenging Lord Human? Or does it have anything to do with Lord Human's death? Don't you want to avenge him? Hearing this, Lang Xingtian felt like his blood was boiling. He said angrily, Black One, don't talk nonsense. Who doesn't want to avenge Human? I just don't want everyone to be used by others. We all know the experts in the City of Death. Who knows where this mysterious human expert came from? What if this is a trap? Chapter 2470. The moon was dark and the wind was strong. In the Death Star field, on a desolate mountain peak. Lord Wolf, didn't I say that we shouldn't meet unless it's something important? Bai Ziqing, who was dressed in black, was wrapped tightly, revealing only his cold eyes. In the human empire, it was a big taboo for a human to have a relationship with a demon general of the demon clan, and it would lead to a miserable end. Even though Bai Ziqing had a powerful backer, he did not dare to be too obvious at this moment. If he really made a big fuss, he would not have a good ending. Bai Ziqing, when we first cooperated, you were full of confidence. Why are you afraid now? Lang Xingtian laughed. A trace of displeasure flashed across Bai Ziqing's face. Lord Wolf, if you have something to say, there's no harm in saying it. There aren't many people in the Death Star field, but we can't guarantee when someone will come. The Death City was able to stand firm in the matchless star field, in addition to having a backer. There was also the demon generals of Black Wind City, restraining them from attacking the Death City. After a long time, the Death City would be built into an important city, bringing them a lot of benefits. 2 days later, our Black Wind City will attack your Death City. Bai Ziqing was wrapped in black cloth, so he couldn't see the changes clearly. A trace of anger flashed across his eyes. Lord Wolf, didn't we agree on this? Why are we attacking the Death City? The relationship between the Death City and Black Wind City wasn't ordinary. Unless it was a special time, Black Wind City would only put on an act and wouldn't do anything to the Death City. Our Black Wind Cities, who man was killed by your human clan experts. Black One thinks that it was done by your Death City, and he also decided to attack the Death City. You should be prepared first, so that you won't be caught off guard. Thinking of this, Lang Xingtian felt very uncomfortable. Black One. Bai Ziqing was very surprised. Impossible, matchless city, and our Death City have never sent out experts. It's impossible for them to kill your demon generals. This must be Black One deliberately targeting our Death City. Bai Ziqing knew that Black One was a nominal demon general. He had always been suppressed by 2 demon generals and had nothing to do all day. He had never taken him to heart, and his first suspicion was that this was a trap. No matter whether Black One did it or not, our Lord Human was killed by a human expert. You have a large number of experts in the City of Death, and Black One insisted that it was you who did it, so I can't do anything about it. Lang Xingtian was tricked by Black One. Apart from reminding you to be prepared, I also hope that there will be a group of masters. I don't like Black One's existence. I want him dead. Lang Xingtian didn't like Black One's explosiveness. Back then, he had been forced to agree, and after that, he decided to make Black One die a horrible death. If Black Wind City lost 2 demon generals in a row, it would more or less be a problem. However, there was someone behind Lang Xingtian. As long as he paid a price, he believed that the death of 2 demon generals would not be a big deal. Moreover, he had already thought of a countermeasure. Bai Ziqing laughed sinisterly. Then let me congratulate Lord Wolf. From today onwards, you will be the ruler of Black Wind City. You will no longer be restrained by others. You and I are partners. If Demon General He is courting death, then he has no vision. 2 days passed in the blink of an eye. Black Wind City began to mobilize. The 2 demon generals, including the backbone, organized a total of 3,000 people. Among them, Lang Xingtian produced 1,500 people. Black One produced 800 people, and the remaining 700 people were shared by the backbone. 3,000 people carried out an attack, and no news of it leaked out beforehand. In everyone's eyes, they would definitely be able to catch the City of Death off guard. Let's go! Black One and Lang Xingtian took the lead, and 3,000 people left Black Wind City on their treasures. This time, everyone in Black Wind City believed that they would be able to make a great contribution. After passing through the Death Star domain and approaching the edge of the Death City, Black One and Lang Xingtian were not in a hurry to attack. Instead, they quietly waited until night time, preparing to launch a night attack on the Death City. The news from the spies of the Death City showed that everything was normal. They didn't know that they would be attacked at night, which made the people of Black Wind City even more convinced that tonight's night attack would be successful. Everyone knew that the Death City was a place with oil and water. If tonight's night attack was successful, not only would everyone be able to contribute, but they would also be able to plunder the treasures of the Death City. At the scene, only Lang Xingtian smiled coldly. Originally, he was not in a hurry to make a move. Black One's actions were already a form of provocation, and it was just right for him to get rid of all the signs of power tonight. A dead Black One. From now on, no one in Black Wind City would go against him. As long as the plan was perfect, who would suspect him? It could only be said that Black One was unlucky. Black One, let's split up into 2 groups later. Before the attack, Lang Xingtian gathered his men and once again confirmed the attack route. The 3,000 people were divided into 2 teams, with 2 goblin generals leading one team and attacking from 2 directions. Black One naturally had no objections, and neither did the others. He didn't care how Lang Xingtian schemed, but he had the mysterious senior behind him. In front of absolute power, any scheme or trick was just a paper tiger. Attack! The 2 teams sneaked in and killed the hidden sentries outside the Death City. The Goblin clan scouts at the city gate immediately contributed to the city gate and killed the guards. The 2 teams rushed in from the front and back. Immediately, the Death City was in chaos. Kill, avenge Lord Human. Our Goblin clan is invincible. Black One transformed into a busy general. With a giant axe, he danced like a tiger. With a swing of the axe, heads fell to the ground. He was extremely savage. Everyone, charge with me. Black One charged forward, and no one was a match for him. During this time, several experts of the 6th stage profession rushed out. With a few swings of the axe, their corpses were all cut into 2, and they smoothly rushed to the city lord's mansion. Lang Xingtian also brought his men to the city lord's mansion. The 2 of them joined hands and broke into the city lord's mansion, smoothly rushing in. As a goblin general, their martial strength was still very high. If they wanted to suppress them, they would have to send out 2 8th stage profession experts. By Ziqing, you will definitely die tonight. By Ziqing from the city, Lord's mansion rushed out with his men. Black One grabbed his giant axe and rushed forward, not giving them a chance to speak. Lang Xingtian surprisingly cooperated, not to mention fiercely attacking Bai Ziqing. Under the siege of the 2 goblin generals, the people around Bai Ziqing continued to fall, and even he himself was injured. City Lord, let's go. Bai Ziqing soon couldn't hold on any longer. Under the cover of his subordinates, he broke out of the encirclement. Everyone chased after him. In the Death City, the most important person was Bai Ziqing. The others weren't worth mentioning. As long as he killed Bai Ziqing, his position would be secured. Bai Ziqing led his men away, and Black One took the initiative to chase after him. Lang Xingtian was no exception. Killing Bai Ziqing would be a great merit. Bai Ziqing, you won't be able to escape. Chapter 2471. Black Wind City's night raid was very successful. The City of Death suffered heavy losses and many experts fell. Bai Ziqing himself was forced to enter the Death Star field to hide his whereabouts with the help of such a large star field. At first, Black One was cautious, but then he gradually let down his guard. The rumored Bai Ziqing might not be so powerful, but he was still chased into the Death Star field. Bai Ziqing, you have nowhere to run. Black One's pursuit forced Bai Ziqing into a sizable valley. Bai Ziqing, who was being chased, suddenly stopped and laughed out loud. Demon, General He, you're really powerful to be able to force me to this extent. However, you seem to have forgotten something. Don't you think everything went a little too smoothly tonight? With this, Black One frowned and thought about it carefully. It seemed that something was wrong, but he had never noticed it. Bai Ziqing's words suddenly made him realize that tonight's night raid was really too smooth. Especially this Bai Ziqing, who was rumored to be tyrannical and cruel. In tonight's battle, The other party was retreating step by step, which was different from usual. If Black One had dealt with Bai Ziqing before, he would definitely be able to see the problem. Unfortunately, since Bai Ziqing became a demon general, he had only heard of Bai Ziqing's name and had never really fought against him. Bai Ziqing, do you really think I will believe it? There are only 3 people around you right now, and on my side there are dozens of people. Killing you is easy, Black One said proudly. Bai Ziqing said gloomily, Is that so? Boom! An even more vigorous aura burst out from Bai Ziqing's body. Black One was like a lonely boat in the ocean, drifting with the wind, about to be drowned by the wind and waves at any time. You hid your strength. Black One said, Was everything just now just an illusion? Bai Ziqing laughed sinisterly. You are quite smart. I am at the middle stage of the 8th transformation. How can you suppress me? Although you have more people who said that I only have these people. Hua! The surrounding void fluctuated and the formation dispersed. More than a dozen 7th-stage professionals appeared behind Bai Ziqing. The situation immediately changed. Not good, I've been tricked. Black One was indeed not stupid. After seeing these people, he immediately realized that the news of their Black Wind City had been leaked. Bai Ziqing was tricking him. Lang Xingtian. After thinking about it, Black thought of one person. Only he would set up a trap. Black One, you're too stupid. At this moment, Lang Xingtian arrived with his men and blocked Black One's last escape route. It's you. Black One glared at him. You colluded with the humans. The people behind Black One were in chaos. They didn't expect that victory would be turned around in the end. Even they might be buried here. Lord Wolf, we are only obeying Lord Black One's orders. Please let us go. A leader panicked and begged for mercy. We are willing to follow Lord Wolf. Lang Xingtian had brought 10 or so people with him, and all of them were experts. In order to get rid of Black One, they had put in a lot of effort. As long as they could get rid of Black One, everything would be worth it. You can go in peace. When the time comes, you will be the heroes of the Empire. For the Empire, you will make great contributions, and your loved ones will be proud of you. Lang Xingtian said, Black One, you asked for all of this. Originally, you should have been a good demon general. Who told you to be so ambitious and want to take away my power? Don't you know that Bai Ziqing and I have a cooperative relationship? You want to stand up, but I won't let you. Unfortunately, there is no medicine for regret in this world. For the sake of this matter, Bai Ziqing hid it from everyone. Taking advantage of the people of Black Wind City, he took the opportunity to kill many people who opposed him. Both sides were win-win. Lord Wolf, you can make your move now. Otherwise, there will be more trouble. Bai Ziqing said, Attack! Lang Xingtian and Bai Ziqing's men attacked together. The people on Black One's side were flustered. People kept falling down, and the whole place was filled with the smell of blood. Black One also became the main target of attack. Bai Ziqing and Lang Xingtian attacked together. Black One was basically at a disadvantage. Even if he used his original body, he still couldn't withstand the other party's joint attack. Move the real guy. Seeing that most of his people were about to be killed, Black One's eyes flashed with a cold light as he used his special weapon. This time, it wasn't Black One's trusted aide. Bai Ziqing and Lang Xingtian didn't pay attention to it at all. When there were only 20 or so people left, they all took out their special weapons. Energy guns. This was a good thing. In particular, the quality of these energy guns wasn't low. They were powerful enough to kill a 5th to 6th-stage profession. Even a 7th-stage profession wouldn't dare to take them head-on. As soon as they took out their energy guns, they surprisingly gathered together and pointed in one direction. The beam of energy was like a sharp sword, catching Bai Ziqing and Lang Xingtian's experts off guard. In almost an instant, the 5th and 6th-stage profession experts were beaten into a hornet's nest. Damn it, that's an energy gun, and an intermediate energy gun at that. Bai Ziqing was dealing with Black One when he heard the commotion in the distance. When he looked over, it was as if he had lost his life. His elites were constantly being shot and killed by the other party. Especially after seeing the energy gun, he was no longer calm. Even he didn't have many of these special weapons. Where did the fiend race get their fiend generals from? After switching to the energy guns, these people formed a circle with their backs against each other. They covered a large area of effect, killing people from both sides and alleviating the pressure. Facing the intermediate energy guns, even Lang Xingtian and Bai Ziqing's people were helpless for a moment. Under the concentrated attacks, they had no chance to fight back. Lang Xingtian, Bai Ziqing, how does this intermediate energy gun taste? Black One could finally take a breather. The intermediate energy gun was one of his trump cards. Although these people weren't his, being able to threaten them was enough to make him happy. You guys can scheme, but so can I. Lang Xingtian didn't expect that Black One would scheme against them and silently get his hands on more than 20 intermediate energy guns. In the Fiend God Empire, only a few factions had them. Brother Bai, you go deal with them. I'll kill Black One. After this, we'll split the intermediate energy guns evenly. Lang Xingtian's eyes flashed. I'll go deal with them. Bai Ziqing also knew the threat of the intermediate energy guns. He freed his hands and attacked Black Clothed's trusted subordinates. He was also very angry. He usually schemed against others, but in the end, he was schemed against by others. Death Harvest! A condensed death scythe swept across the sky towards them, wanting to completely reap their lives. These people didn't panic. They took out something that looked like a scroll and formed a barrier. The death scythe collided with it, creating ripples. Attack! Chapter 2472. Bai Ziqing's attack failed, and he was immediately attacked crazily. Even he didn't dare to underestimate them. He kept dodging and trying to attack, but every time he was forced out. The threat brought by those 20 people far exceeded Bai Ziqing's imagination. He never thought that holding an intermediate energy gun would be so dangerous. I don't believe that you have so much energy to consume. Once your energy consumption can't keep up, I will kill you. Bai Ziqing was also smart. After failing to attack, he realized that the energy of the opponent's intermediate energy gun would be a flaw. The more this kind of energy gun was used against an expert like him, the more energy it consumed. Once it couldn't keep up, he could find an opportunity to open a gap. This time, Bai Ziqing was destined to be disappointed. More than 20 intermediate energy guns constantly formed a huge net, firmly blocking Bai Ziqing outside. Bai Ziqing was proud of his strength, but at this time he could only stare. These people were too difficult to deal with. On the other side, the battle between Black One and Lang Xingtian was also in full swing. Neither side could do anything to the other. Lang Xingtian also began to panic. It seemed that the situation on Bai Ziqing's side was not good. Black One, you hit it really well. If I'm not wrong, Human's death must have something to do with you. Lang Xingtian came back to his senses. Black One's attack was big and wide. Axe shadows slashed out one after another. He looked like he was going all out, vaguely maintaining a balance. Lord Lang, you're really whimsical. What does Human's death have to do with me? It's you who colluded with the human clan to murder the demon clan's powerhouses. Just this point alone makes it hard for you to escape death. Lang Xingtian had never taken Black One seriously. Even if the other party held a meeting to make things difficult for him, it didn't make him pay much attention. Black Wind City was not something he could control. As long as he was here, he would always suppress the other party, unless Black One left Black Wind City and found another place. It's not certain who will die today. I'm an 8th stage professional, and you're at the peak of the 7th stage. Lang Xingtian knew that the situation would be disadvantageous to him if he dragged on, so he directly used his trump card. Wolf God's Possession, devastating blow. Lang Xingtian became holy, and a gigantic illusory figure appeared behind him. It was incredibly huge and filled with boundless evil energy. The illusory figure opened its claws and grabbed towards Black One's position, causing 10,000 lightning bolts to appear. Black was already on guard and underestimated Lang Xingtian's attack. He was sent flying by his opponent's wolf claw, and a deep wound was left on his body. Black One, you're still too young. Lang Xingtian's face was slightly pale. In order to activate this move, he had consumed a large amount of energy, but he was still very satisfied. You can die now. Another wolf claw shot toward Black One. This was Lang Xingtian's ultimate attack. Normally, this kind of attack was very damaging to one's vitality. Unless there was no other choice, one would not use it. In order to kill Black One, Lang Xingtian was going all out. As long as Black One was dead, he would be able to obtain the intermediate energy gun. That would definitely be a huge contribution, especially the intermediate energy gun, which was a very rare commodity. This kind of thing had always been in the hands of Tianji Hall, and it was rarely circulated outside. No matter why it appeared in Black One's hands, it would soon become his. Even if he only had half of it, it would still be something that he dared not even dream about. Black One was seriously injured by his opponent with just one move. The cold, sinister energy attached to the wolf claws was ravaging his body continuously. He could not muster any strength at all. I don't want to die. Black One had underestimated Lang Xingtian's strength. He had always thought that the difference was not big, but now it seemed that the difference was not small. Senior, save me. At the critical moment of life and death, Black One finally remembered that mysterious senior. Except for him, no one could save him. Boom! When the illusory wolf claw was about to fall on him, a shield appeared out of thin air, blocking in front of Black One. The wolf claw that could seriously injure Black One with one hit could not break a shield. Black One felt as if he had walked on the edge of life and death, and his back was covered with cold sweat. When that shield appeared, Black One knew that he was saved. There is someone else. Lang Xingtian's heart skipped a beat, and a bad feeling rose from the bottom of his heart. He had heard the word senior clearly, and he was very clear about Black One's background. How could there be a senior? The opponent's casual shield had blocked his attack, and that was his strongest attack. Go! Lang Xingtian was cunning by nature, and he knew that it was impossible to kill Black One tonight. Even if he could leave alive, it was still unknown. Lang Xingtian turned around and fled, not bothering to inform Bai Ziqing. Since you are here, you don't need to leave. A cold voice exploded in Lang Xingtian's ears. Senior, this is a misunderstanding. Listen to me, Lang Xingtian tried to explain, but a big hand reached out from the darkness and slapped down. With a loud bang, Lang Xingtian was turned into powder. Black One was frightened, and his pupils kept shrinking, and his body was also trembling. Too strong. Black One mumbled to himself. Bai Ziqing also turned around and saw a scene that scared his soul out of his body. Lang Xingtian, who was almost as strong as him, was actually killed by a mysterious hand, and it was an instant kill. How terrifying was this? This is a trap. Someone wants to deal with me. Bai Ziqing turned around and ran. He couldn't believe that these people had hired such a top-level expert to kill him. Pum! A cold wind came from behind, and Bai Ziqing kept changing his body, but he was still hit by a finger and flew out like a broken sack, crashing into the valley. Killing 2 8th-rank professionals with one move, it really consumes a lot of energy. This kind of attack, even the rich and overbearing Lin Fei felt very pained. Lin Fei, who was dressed in black, came out of the darkness and grabbed with one hand. Bai Ziqing was attracted by a strong force and fell into Lin Fei's hand and was thrown on the ground like a dead dog. Cough, 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 who are you? Bai Ziqing kept coughing blood, and his breath was very weak. You are a loser. You are not qualified to know. Lin Fei flicked his finger, and a spot of light fell into Bai Ziqing's forehead. Bai Ziqing's expression changed greatly, and he struggled in pain, which lasted for dozens of breaths. When he stood up again, there was no more resentment in his eyes, only obedience and respect. Master, I have already mastered this body. Bai Ziqing's voice was cold, and there was a big difference from before. Then you should first master this body. Lin Fei turned his gaze to Black One. You should know what to do next. You can hand over 2 intermediate energy guns, and I believe the higher-ups won't say anything. As for these people, I'll let them help you control Black Wind City. Do you have any objections? Chapter 2473. Without Bai Ziqing and Lang Xingtian's siege, Black One took the gift left behind by the mysterious senior and incorporated the rest of the people. At the same time, he made up a good reason to return to Black Wind City. Although the losses this time were great, Black One was still very excited, especially that mysterious senior. His strength was unfathomable, and he must be a top expert of the 9th stage profession. What a thick thigh! Black One decided to hold on to this thigh, especially after seeing the gift. The heads of the 8th stage profession experts, many of which were experts of the Death City. With this gift and the intermediate energy gun, even if Lang Xingtian died, Black One would be able to make it seem like he died in the line of duty. The City of Death was filled with casualties. The night attack of Black Wind City caught everyone off guard. Bai Ziqing clearly knew the situation, but he concealed it and used the people of Black Wind City to take advantage of the chaos to destroy some people who were dissatisfied with him. No matter how Bai Ziqing planned, he still fell into Lin Fei's trap in the end. Lang Xingtian died, and Bai Ziqing was transformed into a puppet. Originally, Lin Fei planned to kill Bai Ziqing's men, but after thinking about it, it wasn't a good thing. If he left Bai Ziqing behind, he could secretly run his fief and use it to fool outsiders. That would be the best thing. Bai Ziqing was sent by Lin Fei to deal with the City of Death. The night attack of Black Wind City would definitely make a lot of noise, and the people of Peerless City would definitely come to investigate. The news of Black Wind City's attack on the City of Death spread throughout the Wushuang Star field the next morning. This time, the City of Death suffered heavy losses. Many of the 7th or 8th stage profession experts died. It was rumored that the Death City's guardian had killed a demon general of Black Wind City, causing them to take revenge and attack the City of Death at night. As soon as the news spread, everyone was shocked. Such a large-scale night attack had not happened in the Wushuang Star field for a long time. The death of a demon general in Black Wind City was also a big deal. When Mu Haoqiang heard about this, he cursed, "What is Bai Ziqing trying to do? Didn't I tell him to restrain his subordinates? Why did he go and kill a demon general? Now it has attracted a large-scale revenge from Black Wind City." The City of Death had never been under Mu Haoqiang's control. Thus, he naturally did not have a good impression of Bai Ziqing. If there was nothing important, he would practically not go to the City of Death. Now that the City of Death had caused such a huge commotion, Mu Haoqiang was truly angry. Who knew if the people of Black Wind City would come for revenge next time? It was not that Mu Haoqiang did not have any enemies in his position. If small skirmishes broke out again and again, and the domain lord found out, he would be labeled as incompetent. Bring some people to the City of Death. I want to know the cause and effect, and then tell Bai Ziqing that this matter must be dealt with properly. If something like this happens again, no one will have a good life. Mu Haoqiang called his trusted aide over and told him to bring people to investigate this matter. He also warned Bai Ziqing that even if he had a powerful background, it was best not to act recklessly. "Sir, that Lin Fei is here again." Mu Haoqiang was in a very bad mood. When he heard this, he waved his hand and was about to order his subordinates to send Lin Fei away. "Sir, this won't do." The subordinate said that Lin Fei said that such a big thing happened in the City of Death today, which is equivalent to affecting his earnings. He has the right to know what happened. And he also said that Sir will definitely come out of seclusion. Mu Haoqiang narrowed his eyes and understood Lin Fei's meaning. He coldly snorted. What a cunning brat. I originally wanted to leave him alone. But with such a big thing happening, I really can't continue to leave him alone. The city of death had been attacked by the demon god Empire's Black Wind City at night and massacred. As the city lord, if he were to go into seclusion, it would be unreasonable. Take him to the reception room. Mu Haoqiang had a preconceived impression, so he naturally did not have a good impression of Lin Fei. Lin Fei quickly sat in the reception room. That city, Lord Mu Haoqiang had not appeared yet. If it was an ordinary person, they might be annoyed, but he was not anxious at all. He was very relaxed. Just like that, after an hour, Mu Haoqiang finally arrived. Little Lin, I'm really sorry. With such a thing happening, there are a lot of things to take care of. I've made you wait for a long time. When Mu Haoqiang saw Lin Fei, his heart was slightly shaken. He was too young, and his impression of him was even worse. Lin Fei said indifferently, City Lord Mu, you have a myriad of affairs to attend to every day. I can understand. A trace of displeasure flashed in Mu Haoqiang's eyes. Especially the words myriad of affairs to attend to every day. It was especially ear-piercing. He suspected that Lin Fei knew something and deliberately said that. Sigh, as a city lord, he was born to be busy. He didn't even have much time to cultivate, and now something like this has happened. Mu Haoqiang sighed. Lin Fei admired Mu Haoqiang's acting skills very much. He was definitely lying through his teeth. Those who didn't know might really believe it and not suspect anything. However, Lin Fei knew very well that there was a special creature here. City Lord Mu, I'm here for the fief. I heard that there's a problem with my fief, but I don't know what's going on. When His Majesty bestowed the fief to me, he didn't say that such a situation would happen. I wonder how City Lord Mu will explain it. Lin Fei said word by word. Explanation. Mu Haoqiang was about to fly into a rage on the spot. No one had ever dared to say such words in front of him. If it was an ordinary person, he would have directly thrown them out, but Lin Fei was different. He was a noble, had a huge fief, and was also a junior brother recognized by the emperor. Mu Haoqiang was unhappy, but he didn't dare to do anything to Lin Fei. Giving him the cold shoulder was the biggest action he could take. Little Lin, this is actually an accident. You just arrived and you don't know. The City of Death is too close to Black Wind City. I can't explain the reason for it for a while, but I can guarantee that I will give you an answer soon. I guarantee that you will smoothly obtain the fief. Mu Haoqiang began to bluff. In the past few days, Lin Fei had been in the inn. Mu Haoqiang's men had been watching over him, so he wasn't afraid that the other party would know the details of the City of Death. A young fellow, no matter how scheming he was still a young man. As for why his teacher would lose to Lin Fei, it was nothing more than old age and blurred vision. He accidentally fell into the other party's trap. Lin Fei wasn't here to listen to the other party's nonsense today. His face darkened slightly. City Lord Mu, I don't want to listen to these empty words. That fief was bestowed to me by my senior brother the emperor. Now I am going to receive the fief. I hope that City Lord Mu will accompany me. It would be best if I can gather another army. Mu Haoqiang really wanted to refuse the other party. This kind of aggressive aura made him very uncomfortable. Chapter 2474. Mu Haoqiang naturally didn't want the expeditionary guards to interfere in local affairs. If this matter were to spread, he would definitely be the unlucky one. There was no need to offend Lin Fei at this time. In the end, Mu Haoqiang naturally compromised. His original mission was to accompany Lin Fei to receive that piece of land. If he insisted on not going, he was afraid that he would leave a bad impression. Little Lin, wait here for a moment. I'll get someone to mobilize the army to accompany you. Mu Haoqiang stood up and left, gritting his teeth in hatred. On second thought, he smiled again. The City of Death is in a mess now. Even if the land is in your hands, you may not be able to control it. Mu Haoqiang's movements were very fast. He gathered a group of 3,000 soldiers to accompany Lin Fei to the City of Death. Because the Wushuang Star Field was close to the Demon God Empire, the soldiers here were very good at fighting. They were full of energy and spirit. It was obvious that they often fought on the battlefield, so an army of 3,000 was enough. 3,000 heavily armed soldiers appeared outside the City of Death. The City of Death was already in a mess. When they saw the army, they panicked and didn't know what was going on. Call out City Lord by Ziqing. Mu Haoqiang didn't plan to enter the City of Death. The night attack of Black Wind City had turned more than half of the City of Death into ruins. Even now, the smell of blood was still floating in the air. City Lord Mu is here. Could it be because of Black Wind City? Did anyone notice? Who's that kid sitting next to Mu Haoqiang? It seems that City Lord Mu is very respectful. Mu Haoqiang's appearance only surprised everyone a little, but many people noticed the young man next to him. This young man was very unfamiliar. I remember now. That kid is Lin Fei, the rookie king of the Imperial College. He's here to take the land. No wonder City Lord Mu brought 3,000 soldiers. There was an uproar at the scene. This piece of land had been vacant for a long time. Who knew how many people in the Wushuang Star Field wanted to get their hands on it? Although it was a little dangerous, he was still a lord. In this piece of land, he was the king and had the supreme right to speak of life and death. No one expected that this piece of land would be taken by a youngster in the end. It was unknown just how many people were envious of this. This was truly a blessing from their ancestors. Ever since this uninhabited land had become a city of death, everyone had subconsciously ignored the feudal lord. This was especially so for the local factions, who had already divided up the land. Now that there was a successor, many people present were very unhappy. This was tantamount to hanging a sharp sword over everyone's head. This feeling was definitely not good. Subconsciously, everyone was very excluded from this Lin Fei. Governor Bai is here. The 5 patriarchs are here as well. There's going to be a good show. It looks like they're going to boycott Lin Fei. Soon, there was a commotion at the city gate. The higher-ups of the City of Death, led by Ziqing, appeared together. Each of them represented a faction from the Wushuang Star Field. Anyone with a discerning eye could tell that they were boycotting Lin Fei. At the very least, they wanted to give him a show of strength. If Lin Fei had a powerful background, they might be wary of him. However, other than being a noble, he had nothing else. It would be very difficult for them to acknowledge him as a lord. By Ziqing and the 5 patriarchs, you've come at the right time. Mu Haoqiang did not want to stay here any longer. Today, I have something to announce to you. Do you see the young man beside me? He's the new star of the Capital Institute, Lin Fei. At the same time, he's also the junior brother of His Majesty. He's also a noble conferred by His Majesty. You should know that from today onwards, the City of Death will belong to Lin Fei. Mu Haoqiang's voice was loud and clear, echoing throughout the entire City of Death. At this moment, everyone stopped in their tracks. They were rather shocked that a lord had come to the City of Death. From now onwards, this place would become his private territory. The City of Death was too far away from the capital of the empire. Some people did not even know about the news. Only the higher-ups of the City of Death knew about it, but they did not announce it. In the City of Death, it was the first time many people had heard of it. Everyone was used to the City of Death. Suddenly, they heard that someone had inherited this piece of land. From now onwards, this place would become their private territory. Many people could not accept it. The news came too suddenly. Bai Ziqing and the 5 patriarchs looked very calm and did not show any signs of anger. After Mu Haoqiang made the announcement, Bai Ziqing was the first to step forward. Welcome, Lord Lin Fei, to the City of Death. From now on, we are your people. Bai Ziqing revealed a rare smile. That's great. We finally have someone here. We believe that from today onwards, the City of Death will become glorious in Lord Lin Fei's hands. The 5 patriarchs all had smiles on their faces, and they spoke all kinds of praises. Mu Haoqiang also had a smile on his face. He knew the personalities of these patriarchs, and by Ziqing, they would not tolerate another lord or city lord above them. The biggest possibility was that they would make Lin Fei a figurehead and become a city lord in name only. After all, Lin Fei had no subordinates. This was one of Lin Fei's shortcomings. Moreover, the people here were all natives and had powerful backgrounds. Dealing with Lin Fei would be a piece of cake. In the end, there was only one outcome. They would either leave with their tails between their legs or become a puppet. Little Lin, let me introduce you. These are all from the City of Death. Mu Haoqiang introduced everyone to Lin Fei one by one, looking very kind. Next, there were some formalities to go through. Mu Haoqiang was very enthusiastic, and soon this piece of land had an owner. In the imperial capital, this piece of land was recorded in the records. Lin Fei coming here was just a formality. All right, the matter is settled. I'm going to leave too. After Mu Haoqiang took care of the matter, he prepared to leave the City of Death. Although he wanted to stay and see Lin Fei suffer, he gave up in the end. City Lord Mu, wait a moment. Lin Fei stopped Mu Haoqiang. I have something I don't want to know. Please help me. If I can do it, I will definitely do my best. Mu Haoqiang said with a smile. Lin Fei pointed to the 3,000 soldiers, not far away. City Lord Mu, you should know that I have just arrived, and the City of Death has just been attacked by Black Wind City at night. I don't know if they will come again, so I want to ask the City Lord to leave the 3,000 soldiers here for a few days to stabilize everyone's emotions. I believe that City Lord Mu will not refuse. Chapter 2475. Mu Haoqiang instructed his trusted subordinates and left 3,000 soldiers behind before returning. Lin Fei was also brought to the city lord residence by Ziqing. To outsiders, everyone seemed to be getting along very well. Only those who knew the situation knew that things weren't as simple as they thought. On this day, Lin Fei was staying in the City of Death. At night, Ziqing and the 5 clan heads personally received Lin Fei. They expressed that they would respect him as the master of this land. As for anything else, they didn't say anything. Lin Fei was laughing the entire night. It seemed that he was happy. He personally patted his chest and promised that he wouldn't do anything to the City of Death. In the dead of night, Ziqing quietly entered Lin Fei's room. Master. Lin Fei didn't seem to be drunk. Have you completely controlled this body? Yes, Ziqing said. At this moment, Ziqing didn't look any different from the Ziqing they met back then. Be it his tone or his actions, they were exactly the same. It was hard to tell if he was real or fake. This was the benefit of the system's modification. Ziqing's consciousness had actually been completely wiped out. This was the Ziqing after the system's modification. He was a completely new person. In fact, he was also a puppet. He was completely loyal to Lin Fei and would never betray him. Tell me everything you know. Understood. If Mu Haoqiang or the 5 clan heads saw this situation, they would probably be dumbfounded. No one would have thought that an extremely terrifying person in the hands of an outsider would be so easily modified and controlled. In the City of Death, Ziqing's influence was the greatest. The 5 clan heads were actually here to split the benefits. Over time, they controlled a portion of the City of Death. Ziqing's consciousness had been wiped out, but all his memories had been inherited. Other than those in the know, no one would have thought that Ziqing was no longer the Ziqing from before. Such a huge change was unimaginable. Ziqing began to speak. He was very careful with every word. Some secrets that no one knew were now like ordinary things. He spoke for a full hour before stopping. Lin Fei's expression was very rich. I knew it had something to do with the royal family. As expected, it really does. The master behind Bai Ziqing is actually the fifth prince. Lin Fei had never doubted his own judgment. It was not surprising that Bai Ziqing was the fifth prince's man. According to Bai Ziqing, there were many people like him. They covered almost all the 38-star regions and earned a lot of money for the fifth prince. The fifth prince was ambitious. If he wanted to expand his forces and influence, money was indispensable. It was normal for him to recruit people from various star fields to work for him. It was only because of the fifth prince's people that Peerless City did not dare to interfere with the City of Death. Now, the future crown prince had not been confirmed. As long as one was not an idiot, they would definitely not offend someone at this time. The fifth prince had contributed a lot to the City of Death's current scale. Lin Fei also knew that the fifth prince had sent a message, instructing Bai Ziqing to get close to Lin Fei. The fifth prince wanted to plant a spy by his side. It would be best if the spy could become a confidant. If Lin Fei had not controlled Bai Ziqing in advance, then Bai Ziqing would have followed the fifth prince's instructions and relied on Lin Fei at a certain time. He would have helped Lin Fei control the City of Death step by step. He would have gained Lin Fei's trust step by step and become a confidant. The fifth prince had used this move very well. At the appropriate time, he would even push it a little. Those who did not know would definitely fall for it. At that time, no one would know, and the secret would fall into the fifth prince's ears. Of course, this was only one of the fifth prince's moves. He had prepared a few moves for Lin Fei, including slow-acting poison control. He would not allow Lin Fei to become someone else's helper. The fifth prince is really narrow-minded. In order to deal with me, he has really broken his head. Unfortunately, all of his plans are going to fail. Lin Fei sneered. Lin Fei remembered the fifth prince's dirty tricks. At the same time, he had a general understanding of the unparalleled star field. Even a native might not know as much as Lin Fei. Master, the 5 clan heads have joined forces with me to make you a figurehead. They are going to make you a puppet in name only. They are even secretly looking for people to extort money from you. Extort? Lin Fei smiled. The news of his wealth had been deliberately spread by someone who knew how many people were secretly eyeing this fat piece of meat, ready to take a bite out of it. Don't worry. Next, you will be like them. Let them have a good time. Lin Fei simply mentioned what was going to happen next and told Bai Ziqing to act as usual. Lin Fei really did not want to control the City of Death so quickly. He had no interest in this place. Even if he wanted to open a secret base, it would not be here. For a few days, Lin Fei's performance was very ordinary. The next day, Bai Ziqing and the 5 clan heads adopted the method of ignoring Lin Fei. Other than arranging for an errand boy, there was no one else. Lin Fei was so angry that he could only helplessly return to the temporary courtyard of the city lord's mansion. Ha ha ha! I knew this kid would not be able to control himself. A little kid dares to snatch back the fee from them. He is really thinking too much. Mu Haoqiang, who heard the news, immediately reported the good news to Master Yun Zhongtian. Good, that kid also has this day. Yun Zhongtian did not leave. He wanted to see Lin Fei's defeated look. Only then would he feel happy. Mu Haoqiang never thought that Lin Fei would be able to obtain the fief. How could a poor kid be willing to hand over the fief? That brat is also smart. He knew to leave 3,000 soldiers behind to instruct them and even promised them a handsome reward. He forgot that these 3,000 soldiers are my private soldiers. Without my orders, no one can mobilize them. In the end, the brat was given the cold shoulder and could only leave with his tail between his legs. Mu Haoqiang thought of another matter and couldn't help but laugh. The news of Lin Fei's defeat in the City of Death spread to the eyes of those who were interested. After listening to the news, the domain lord of the Wushuang Starfield shook his head. These people really know how to make trouble, but this is also good. It can temper that kid. Perhaps this is what His Majesty wants. Unfortunately, this kid has no perseverance. His performance is too poor. The domain lord of the Wushuang, Starfield, naturally understood some of His Majesty's intentions. Originally, the domain lord of the Wushuang, Starfield, admired Lin Fei. After listening to the following report, he felt a trace of disappointment. Looking at the overall situation from the details, Lin Fei's performance was completely a guy who did not know how to use his brain. He was completely seduced by the temptation of the fief. The 5 local forces of the Wushuang Starfield were originally worried about Lin Fei. It was impossible for them to give up the benefits of the City of Death. The best way was to make Lin Fei a figurehead. Chapter 2476. Lin Fei tossed and turned in the City of Death, but he didn't get anything he wanted. At the beginning, everyone would pay attention to Lin Fei, but later on, they lost interest. Under the suppression of internal and external forces, it would take time for Lin Fei to truly take power. Just when everyone was no longer paying attention, a shocking piece of news spread. Mu Haoqiang's 3,000 soldiers actually didn't leave. They silently fell into Lin Fei's hands, causing countless people to vomit blood. How could such a thing happen? Everyone knew who those 3,000 soldiers belonged to. That day, Mu Haoqiang had left 3,000 soldiers to help deter the people of Black Wind City. Lin Fei didn't have the slightest command and had silently changed owners, who knew how many people's eyes had been blinded. This method was amazing. Those 3,000 soldiers had quite a good foundation. Mu Haoqiang had spent a lot of money for them. In the blink of an eye, it had become someone else's wedding dress. Countless people were stunned. They couldn't understand why the 3,000 soldiers would side with Lin Fei. Among them, there were Mu Haoqiang's trusted aides. The most terrifying thing was that Mu Haoqiang's trusted aides didn't die. Everyone was watching how Mu Haoqiang would resolve this matter. Bastard, how could this be? A bunch of trash, my 3,000 private soldiers. In the peerless city lord's mansion, Mu Haoqiang listened to his bruised and swollen subordinates report the situation. In his rage, he had knocked over countless things, and now they were all in pieces. Mu Haoqiang had been watching Lin Fei make a fool of himself. He had never thought that his 3,000 soldiers would be eaten by that brat. It was impossible to think about it. City Lord, this is true. They no longer listen to your orders. The wound on my face was caused by them. That Lin Fei also said that the 3,000 soldiers were given to him by the city lord to help him keep safe. Mu Haoqiang couldn't accept the fact that the 3,000 soldiers had changed owners. When he left, he wasn't worried at all that Lin Fei would play tricks. No one could move his own soldiers. Bring them to the City of Death. The City of Death was bustling with noise and excitement once again. The 3,000 soldiers who were originally stationed outside had quietly become Lin Fei's subordinates. When the 5 family heads found out about this, they were all speechless. Now that the 3,000 soldiers had fallen into Lin Fei's hands, the situation was completely different. It meant that Lin Fei now had a certain level of threat. Before, Lin Fei was just a single person, and his strength was not enough. He could not turn the world upside down, so it was fine as long as nothing happened to him. With 3,000 soldiers, they had to be on guard. Mu Haoqiang's 3,000 soldiers were all at the 3rd to 4th transition. It was not a problem for them to surround and kill a 5th transition expert. Even a 6th transition expert would not dare to face them head-on. Most importantly, the fief belonged to Lin Fei. No one could ignore this point. If Lin Fei really wanted to kill someone in their own territory, they really couldn't do anything. He had every reason to do so. It could be said that everyone in the City of Death had to listen to Lin Fei. If they resisted, they would not be able to bear the consequences. The expeditionary guards would not mind personally dealing with them. Mu Haoqiang once again appeared outside the City of Death and saw the temporary camp. 3,000 soldiers were stationed in the temporary camp, and security was tight both inside and outside. In the center of the camp, there was a huge flag with the word Lin fluttering in the wind. To Mu Haoqiang, this was extremely glaring. The word Lin meant that his 3,000 soldiers had changed hands and had pledged their allegiance to Lin Fei. Mu Haoqiang came to the entrance of the camp in exasperation. Immediately, guards came out to stop him. The military restricted zone is in front. If you dare to take another step forward, you will be killed without mercy. The cold killing intent told everyone that this was not a joke. Once they crossed the boundary, they would be killed. Open your eyes and see who I am. I am your city lord. Get out of my way. Mu Haoqiang was enraged. Who gave you the right to stop me? In the past, these people would obediently move aside after being scolded. But this time it was a complete failure. The soldiers held onto their long sabers and did not look like they were going to retreat. This infuriated Mu Haoqiang greatly. Idiots! Men, beat them up! Mu Haoqiang was really angry, being stopped in front of his own people, and even threatened to kill without mercy, really provoked Mu Haoqiang. Wang Shao, get out here! Wang Shao was the person in charge of the 3,000 soldiers. He was also Mu Haoqiang's confidant. If one were to say who he hated the most, the first person would not be Lin Fei, but Wang Shao. Without Wang Shao, Lin Fei would not be qualified to gain the loyalty of the 3,000 soldiers. Wang Shao was the first person Mu Haoqiang wanted to kill. Mu Haoqiang's men were all experts. After a few rounds, they charged in. Behind them lay a large number of soldiers, all of them howling nonstop. Woo, 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 woo! Just as they charged in, a sharp alarm came from the military camp. Someone has broken into the military camp. Kill! Kill them all! The military camp reacted quickly. The first to attack were the archers. Special arrows that covered the sky whistled toward Mu Haoqiang and his men. Ever since Mu Haoqiang became the city lord, no one had dared to attack him, especially in the Wushuang starfield. Everyone was respectful to him, afraid of offending him. Today was the first time he was attacked, and it was by his own soldiers. It could be said that he had never felt so sullen. Boom! Boom! The arrows shot over, and when they got close to them, they all exploded, setting off waves after waves of explosions. No one had expected the power of the archers to be so terrifying. The entire military camp was filled with a loud rumble. Everyone in the city of death heard it. Mu Haoqiang had once again underestimated the 3,000 soldiers. He had thought that once he came, his own soldiers would not immediately come to their senses. In the end, he was attacked by his own soldiers. Looking at the experts he had brought with him, they were all covered in wounds. Some of them were even like hornets' nests, breathless. The others were not any better. City Lord Mu, what is the meaning of this? How dare you bring people into a restricted military zone? Do you believe that I can kill you right now? When that happens, even the area lord will not dare to say anything. In the sky, Lin Fei appeared. He shouted angrily as soon as he appeared. He directly put a big hat on Mu Haoqiang's head. Mu Haoqiang immediately came to his senses after being shouted at by Lin Fei. This was no longer a place without a master. Lin Fei said that this was a restricted military zone, so it was trespassing into a restricted military zone was completely in line with the law of death. This is a misunderstanding. Get your people to stop. Mu Haoqiang's tone was much weaker. He could see the killing intent in Lin Fei's words. Lin Fei waved his hand and the archer stopped. Many of the experts Mu Haoqiang had brought with him had been shot dead. The remaining ones were in an extremely sorry state. All of them were injured. Chapter 2477. The 5 patriarchs of the City of Death appeared in the sky one after another. That brat really dares to make a move. He's indeed bold and powerful. I thought he was worried about Black Wind City, but I didn't expect him to actually want to eat 3,000 soldiers. Now we're in trouble. With 3,000 soldiers, that Brat has martial force in his hands. It won't be easy to deal with him in the future. We've underestimated this Lin Fei too much. He quietly took down 3,000 soldiers. In the future, we have to be wary of this Brat using force. He already has a legitimate reason. The only thing the patriarchs wanted to know was how that Brat obtained 3,000 soldiers. A Brat had instantly become their greatest threat. It was beyond their imagination, and the previous countermeasures were useless. With soldiers in his hands and the fief belonging to Lin Fei, the other party had an absolute advantage. This was the last thing they wanted to see. If they had known this would happen, they would never have agreed to station 3,000 soldiers here. They hated Mu Haoqiang to death. A dignified city lord had actually been schemed against by a junior. 3,000 soldiers had changed hands. They had to wonder how Mu Haoqiang was the city lord. 3,000 soldiers were already like this, let alone the others. Of course, they were also worried that the private soldiers they controlled in private would also become like this. That was not something they wanted to see. Mu Haoqiang was in the wrong now. He had forgotten that this was not his own peerless city. The empire had strict rules for fiefs. If one trespassed into the fief, they would be killed with a single word. No one would stand up and say anything. Lin Fei, I'm only asking you, what's going on with 3,000 soldiers? Mu Haoqiang was in the wrong and changed the topic. He felt a little like a scoundrel. Lin Fei said seriously, didn't you give them to me? You said that I'm new here. How can I not have any soldiers? The 5 patriarchs all have ulterior motives. With 3,000 soldiers, I can pose a threat to them. You told me this yourself. The faces of the 5 patriarchs changed on the spot. They looked at Mu Haoqiang with eyes full of hatred. Mu Haoqiang defended himself. You're talking nonsense. 3,000 soldiers were obviously taken by you. Don't try to slander me, and don't try to sow discord. The 5 great powers behind the 5 great family patriarchs were all comparable to the Mu family. If they really offended them in one go, it would be a great loss to the Mu family. This matter must be explained clearly. Lin Fei said seriously, City Lord Mu, remember, you were the one who gave me the 3,000 soldiers. If it wasn't for you, do you think a little brat like me has the right to command 3,000 soldiers? Hearing this, the eyes of the 5 clan heads became sharper and sharper. They also didn't think that Lin Fei had the ability to get 3,000 soldiers. Moreover, they were all trained by Mu Haoqiang. The captains and leaders of the 3,000 soldiers were all Mu Haoqiang's people. The 3,000 soldiers had fallen into Lin Fei's hands. The greatest possibility was that Mu Haoqiang had given them to Lin Fei. Only Mu Haoqiang's orders, with the 3,000 soldiers, have no objections. If you don't believe me, I can let Wang Shao say it. Lin Fei called Wang Shao over. As soon as he came up and saw Mu Haoqiang, his expression was very natural. There was no fear or unnaturalness. This lowly one greets City Lord Mu. Everyone's eyes were as bright as snow. Wang Zhao's behavior was very reasonable. If Wang Shao had secretly brought people to join Lin Fei, he would definitely feel guilty when he saw Mu Haoqiang. Even the slightest change could be seen. Wang Shao, how dare you? Who allowed you to do this? Mu Haoqiang shouted, his gaze like a sharp sword. Wang Shao revealed a blank expression. His expression didn't change because of Mu Haoqiang's shout. City Lord Mu, didn't you ask us to do this? Mu Haoqiang was very disappointed. He didn't see any problems with this person. This person was still the same person, and he was very familiar. However, he knew in his heart that he had never intended to give the 3,000 soldiers to Lin Fei. His expression also became very ugly. Wang Shao, you're lying. Wang Shao was panic-stricken. Lord, I really didn't lie. The 3,000 soldiers were indeed given to you, to Lin Fei. He also told us to follow Lord Lin Fei. He said that we would soar in the future. My brothers all heard it. Mu Haoqiang knew that he had failed this time. No matter what the reason was, the 3,000 soldiers were in Lin Fei's hands. It was impossible to take them back. Even Wang Xiao, as his confidant, had said such a thing. It was easy to imagine what the situation was like. No one would believe what he said. Everyone would think that he had given the 3,000 soldiers to Lin Fei, and he would definitely be the scapegoat. Young Master Lin Fei, you really have a good plan. Mu Haoqiang stared at Lin Fei. City Lord Mu, I don't know why you would say that, but the 3,000 soldiers were really given to me by you. I can swear to the heavens. Lin Fei raised his hand and said very sincerely. Mu Haoqiang didn't believe Lin Fei's words. Then I congratulate young Master Lin Fei. You will soon truly control your fief. After saying this, Mu Haoqiang turned and left. There was no point in staying any longer. However, he wouldn't let Lin Fei feel at ease and agitate the 5 family heads. Everyone thought that he had handed over the 3,000 soldiers to curry favor with Lin Fei. At the same time, he would deal with the 5 family heads, and by Ziqing, it was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Mu Haoqiang couldn't say it out loud. He had given the 3,000 soldiers to Lin Fei. Who was he? Did he have to curry favor with Lin Fei? He really wanted to explain to the 5 family heads. However, looking at their eyes, he knew that it wouldn't work. They would definitely believe Lin Fei's words and think that he was the one who did it. His trusted aide Wang Xiao had already admitted it. This matter couldn't be explained unless Lin Fei himself admitted that he was the one who did it. I finally understand why Teacher Yun would fall in the hands of Lin Fei. That brat is too cunning. Mu Haoqiang left dejectedly. The following troublesome matters still needed to be dealt with. The 3,000 private soldiers had changed hands, and it would be painful for a very long time. Mu Haoqiang left with a face full of anger and helplessness. The 5 family heads were also on guard against Lin Fei. They didn't say anything and returned to the City of Death. Needless to say, it was obvious that they were going to discuss countermeasures. I have finally completed the first step. With 3,000 soldiers, the 5 family heads won't dare to act recklessly. I can also begin the next step. The corner of Lin Fei's mouth curled up, revealing a trace of a smile. Mu Haoqiang's 3,000 soldiers had actually been modified by Lin Fei. He had easily changed the ownership of the 3,000 soldiers. They now had an official private army in this expeditionary empire. With Mu Haoqiang as the scapegoat, no one would suspect him. 3,000 soldiers wasn't something anyone could control. As one of Mu Haoqiang's trusted aides, the answer couldn't be more obvious. Chapter 2478. Mu Haoqiang had been tricked by a junior and lost 3,000 soldiers. He became the biggest joke in everyone's eyes. Lin Fei became famous once again. To be able to trick a peerless city lord was something that not even 1 in 1,000 people could do. No one dared to underestimate Lin Fei's abilities anymore. The forces that had previously looked down on Lin Fei were all dumbfounded when they heard the news. After the 3,000 soldiers fell into Lin Fei's hands, Lin Fei announced something. He changed the name of the City of Death. From then on, the name of the City of Death became a thing of the past. Carefree City. This was the name that Lin Fei had changed. At the same time, laws that could only be issued by the feudal lords were enacted within the boundaries of Carefree City. Anyone who violated these laws would be suppressed by the 3,000 soldiers. After the original City of Death became Carefree City, the 3,000 soldiers were stationed outside the city and not inside. After Mu Haoqiang left, the 3,000 soldiers launched a cleanup operation. This cleanup operation was carried out without any warning. It was launched suddenly. The 3,000 soldiers entered the city and surrounded and killed people from all walks of life. Most of them were wanted criminals of the empire. Under the leadership of Wang Xiao, the 3,000 soldiers seemed to have received the news in advance. They were in designated positions every time. Every time they caught someone, they killed anyone who resisted. This cleanup operation captured and killed more than 1,000 people, all of whom were celebrities on the wanted list. The person in charge of the Expeditionary Guard branch rushed over personally and thanked Lin Fei profusely. In order to deal with these people, the person in charge had been looking for ways to deal with them. Dealing with the wanted criminals is what I should do. The middle-aged person in charge was very happy. He had done something big without a sound. When the news spread, he had made a contribution. If all the feudal lords were like Lord Lin, our mission would be much easier. The middle-aged person in charge said emotionally. It was not that they could not deal with the wanted criminals of Carefree City, but that they could not catch them. Either the news was leaked or the wanted criminals were hiding. This time, when the middle-aged supervisor heard that over 1,000 wanted criminals had been captured, he was incredibly excited. He also viewed Lin Fei in a new light. Before leaving, he invited Lin Fei to be his guest. In the eyes of the 5 patriarchs, and by Ziqing, Lin Fei's encirclement was clearly a warning, a very serious warning. But this time they couldn't speak. Currently, Liberty City belonged to Lord Lin Fei in name. They could not stop him from doing whatever he wanted to do. Lin Fei's movements were too fast, as if he had prepared in advance. Once he launched the encirclement and annihilation, it was very smooth. What did this mean? He had a source of information. Their first suspicion was that Lin Fei had cooperated with the Expeditionary Guard. Only in this way could Lin Fei receive the news and successfully complete the encirclement. He had given them quite a show of strength. Lin Fei's sudden action had stunned the 5 patriarchs for a short period of time, especially after Bai Ziqing chose to remain silent. Naturally, they would not stand out, and Lin Fei had become a little fox in their eyes. He was too good at scheming. The most terrifying thing was that he had grasped the righteousness, which was the most troublesome. Unless they wanted to rebel, they would never be able to openly deal with Lin Fei for the rest of their lives. If they really did that, they would undoubtedly die. Even the family behind them would not be able to bear it. No matter what, they would lose a layer of skin and bleed a lot. After a while, Lin Fei had finally gained a firm foothold. On the surface, no one would target Lin Fei. No one wanted to be labeled as a collaborator with the enemy. Lin Fei's explanation for this matter was very simple. It was that these wanted criminals and the demon clan of Black Wind City had collaborated from the inside and outside, and they had been labeled as collaborators with the demon clan. After hearing this reason, the 5 patriarchs, who could not swallow it at first, completely shut their mouths. They secretly cursed Lin Fei for being too shameless. His mouth was too powerful. After the encirclement and annihilation operation, Lin Fei did not stay in Liberty City like ordinary people. Instead, he did something that no one would have thought of. Near a certain valley in Liberty City, a forbidden military area was built. 3,000 soldiers began to build houses there. In just 10 days, a huge palace was built in the valley. Everyone was dumbfounded by this action. Many people could not figure out what Lord Lin Fei was thinking. Why did he go outside and build a palace with 3,000 soldiers stationed inside and outside? For a moment, Lin Fei was covered in a mysterious veil. We can set up the teleportation formation now. A huge underground base had been opened up in the depths of Liberty Palace, surrounded by layers of formations. In order to set up this place, Lin Fei had put in a lot of effort. This place was carefully selected by Lin Fei. The huge palace on the surface was only used to confuse everyone. The real use was in this underground base. If a formation grandmaster were to come in, he would definitely be greatly shocked. Those famous and peerless formations could almost all be seen. The most terrifying thing was that these formations had joined forces from the inside and outside, forming a huge and extremely ferocious formation. Even if a 9th transformation professional expert came in, they would lose a layer of skin even if they didn't die. Moreover, wanting to leave was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. In this underground base Lin Fei had spent 800 black crystal cards to set up a peerless, ferocious formation. At the same time, he had built an energy center. The 800 black crystal cards were the first batch of energy for the energy center. Unless those people used up 800 black crystal cards, they wouldn't be able to leave even if they came in. They would be tortured to death. Yes, sir. 3,000 soldiers were stationed outside, surrounding and protecting the huge palace. In the underground base, Lin Fei summoned his army puppets. They were all equipped with high-grade energy guns. In total, he had over 200 high-grade energy guns. These high-grade energy guns would consume a terrifying amount of energy every time they were fired. In order to ensure his safety, Lin Fei had gone all out. At the same time, he had equipped himself with high-grade flying devices. The low-grade flying devices and energy guns had been cracked by the system. This small team of 200 men had become Lin Fei's strongest means of attack. It didn't matter if one was a 7th transformation professional or an 8th transformation professional. If they encountered this small team, they would either die or be severely injured. This was a true killing machine. With a command, a large group of people immediately started setting up the teleportation formation. As long as the teleportation formation was set up successfully, from today onwards, the distance between Emperor Peak and Liberty Palace would no longer be a problem. Lin Fei would be able to travel back and forth between the two places without being suspected. This place would become a true secret base. One day later, the teleportation formation was set up successfully. Lin Fei activated the coordinates, and the two teleportation formations were connected successfully. There weren't any problems. Lin Fei had tried a few times, but it was unobstructed. The commotion of the teleportation formation was also perfectly suppressed. There was almost no feeling. Even if there was, it would be isolated by the formation. Chapter 2479. This Bastard. Peerless City, City Lord's Mansion. Mu Haoqiang smashed another item, and the room was filled with fragments. Ever since he had suffered a setback at the hands of Lin Fei, Mu Haoqiang had become a big joke in the eyes of many people. Even within the Mu family, many people were laughing at him. A few senior elders in the family also had some complaints about Mu Haoqiang. Because of this matter, the reputation of the Mu family had been affected. This matter came quickly, and it also affected quickly. Mu Haoqiang had finally resolved the dissatisfaction of the family. His heart was filled with hatred for Lin Fei all the time. From seizing 3,000 soldiers to encircling and capturing the wanted criminal, everything had provoked Mu Haoqiang. Every time his 3,000 soldiers would be brought up, putting on an act. That brat is just a little fox. He must be plotting something again. Mu Haoqiang didn't think that Lin Fei would choose a deserted place to build a palace. There must be a problem with this. Little Mu, this matter can't be dragged on. Lin Fei is so scheming at such a young age. When he came, he must have planned for a long time. Every step he takes has a deep meaning. If you really let that brat continue to accumulate strength, you can only watch helplessly in the future. Yun Zhongtian said sinisterly. Originally, he thought that his student would help him vent his anger. He didn't expect that Mu Haoqiang would also fall into this trap. The loss of 3,000 soldiers made Yun Zhongtian feel very embarrassed. Therefore, during this period of time, he invited a few array masters to make up for Mu Haoqiang's loss. Mu Haoqiang's eyes were filled with killing intent. Indeed, we can't let that brat continue to grow. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's get rid of Lin Fei. As long as Lin Fei is dead, everything will be in the past. We can start with Lin Fei's assets. Yun Zhongtian added. Lin Fei was young and talented. His future was limitless. Yun Zhongtian could almost see that Lin Fei would become a big shot in the future. At that time, Lin Fei would only need to say a few words to make his life difficult. This was not what Yun Zhongtian wanted to see. Sir, there's a mysterious person outside. He wants to see you. As the two were discussing, one of Mu Haoqiang's confidants walked in and took out a small item. Mu Haoqiang's expression changed. Invite him in immediately. Who's here? After the confidant left, Yun Zhongtian asked curiously. Mu Haoqiang revealed a trace of joy. Master, if you don, Mu Haoqiang said. A moment later, a mysterious person was led in. The other party removed his cloak, revealing a pale face. City Lord Mu, I trust you have been well since we last met. Governor Bai, you're a rare guest. Please take a seat. Mu Haoqiang did not dare to neglect Bai Ziqing. Bai Ziqing sat down. This must be Grandmaster Yun Zhongtian. Yun Zhongtian had heard about Bai Ziqing through his student Mu Haoqiang. He did not dare to put on airs. You're too kind. It's just an empty title. It's not worth mentioning. Master Mu, Master Yin, I won't beat around the bush. Both of you want to kill Lin Fei, and the City of Death wants to kill Lin Fei. Why don't we work together to deal with Lin Fei? Bai Ziqing said coldly. Mu Haoqiang laughed dryly. Master Bai, you must be joking. Lin Fei is His Majesty's junior brother and the Capital College's newcomer king. I wouldn't dare to kill Lin Fei even if I had 100 guts. Lin Fei was someone with status and background. At least in the Capital Institute, Mu Haoqiang could not afford to offend him. What kind of person was Bai Ziqing? He was ruthless and unscrupulous. Mu Haoqiang would not foolishly admit that he wanted to kill Lin Fei. Bai Ziqing sneered. Master Mu, if you don't want to kill Lin Fei, I'll leave immediately. And Master Yin, you were tricked by Lin Fei in the Capital College. Don't you want to kill Lin Fei? Do you dare to deny it? Mu Haoqiang and Yun Zhongtian looked very uncomfortable when they were questioned in front of their faces. They wanted to kill Lin Fei, but they didn't want everyone to know unless that person was a fool. Mu Haoqiang had chosen to avoid the question from the beginning. He had underestimated Bai Ziqing. He could hear the hatred and murderous intent Bai Ziqing had for Lin Fei in his voice. Lin Fei is still a junior. Mu Haoqiang was interrupted before he could finish. Don't flatter yourself. As long as Lin Fei is alive, you, Master Mu, will be a joke. Think about it. Lin Fei is so young, so talented, and so full of potential. Do you think he has the right to become the ruler of the Wushuang starfield in the future? Also, I don't mind telling you that Lin Fei is not a good person. First, he tricked you, then he tricked us. Don't be fooled by the fact that there hasn't been any news recently. But the people I planted risked their lives to spread the news that Lin Fei has the support of a mysterious force and is preparing to deal with us. Master Mu, can you still sit still? Mu Haoqiang's face turned red as if he had been hit in the head. He had to admit that Bai Ziqing's words were very reasonable. As long as Lin Fei was alive, he would always be a joke. Even if he became the city lord, he would always have to lower his head. Lin Fei was already a nightmare. This was secondary. The most important thing was that Lin Fei's future was limitless. It was certain that he would become a big shot in the future. It was even possible that he would become a ruler. City Magistrate Mu, Lin Fei knew about your relationship with Yun Zhongtian a long time ago, but he pretended not to know about it. He tricked your 3,000 soldiers into making things difficult for him, and he clearly remembers that you tried to make things difficult for him. Because of your 3,000 soldiers, the forces of the Peerless Starfield and other superpowers have begun to make contact with him. For example, recently he's prepared to work with outsiders to give you, City Magistrate Mu, a big gift. Take a look at this, lest I say that I'm lying. Bai Ziqing took out an item. He threw it in front of Mu Haoqiang. This is a high-grade recording device. It can record information. Yun Zhongtian recognized it at a glance. Yes, that's right. This is a high-grade recording device. It was given by my subordinates. It was almost discovered. Bai Ziqing said, You will know after you see it. This time, Mu Haoqiang couldn't bear it anymore. If Lin Fei had allied with outsiders to deal with him, he wouldn't be afraid of Lin Fei alone. However, he wouldn't be able to deal with the forces in the dark. He immediately suspected that it was the other forces that were plotting against him, or even the forces that were hostile to him. The high-grade recording device turned on and projected a screen. On it was the conversation between Lin Fei and the mysterious man. There was a plot against Mu Haoqiang. It's them. It's definitely them. Chapter 2480. Master, Mu Haoqiang, and Yun Zhongtian have all been fooled. They believe that Master will take revenge on them. Xiao Yao Palace, secret base. Bai Ziqing stood in front of Lin Fei and reported the latest situation. After Xiao Yao Palace was set up, Lin Fei set up a short-distance teleportation array for Bai Ziqing in the city, Lord's mansion of Xiaoyao City, so that he could arrive at Xiaoyao Palace in the shortest time possible. Mu Haoqiang and Yun Zhongtian have both been tricked by me once. Now that they've been provoked by you like this, they'll definitely believe your words. At that time, they'll definitely contact someone to attack Xiaoyao Palace. At that time, we'll catch them all in one fell swoop. This plan came from Lin Fei. Bai Ziqing was nothing more than an executor. Whether it was Yun Zhongtian or Mu Haoqiang, they had all been defeated by Lin Fei. One day, they would definitely come for revenge, so it was better to deal with them in advance. Go down and prepare. After Bai Ziqing left, Lin Fei went to check on the source life tree. The energy of heaven and earth in the Wushuang star field was ordinary, far inferior to the imperial capital. Not only that, but it was also better in other places. Planting the source life tree was better than nothing. Mosquito meat was also meat. On this point, Lin Fei was very open-minded. On Black Wind City's side, Black One and the others returned to Black Wind City and announced the news of Lang Xingtian's death. Black Wind City was filled with sorrow. In a short period of time, losing 2 demon generals was no small matter. As the only demon general, Black One didn't care about what they said. He presented the powerful human cultivators from the City of Death and gave a passionate speech, which won everyone's support and praise. The demon race was actually very indifferent to life and death. They always believed that the fist was bigger. They naturally worshipped the strong, and those with low strength would die in vain. Black One was able to kill a human race expert and avenge Human. Everyone's eyes were filled with worship. Only Lang Xingtian's faction was unwilling to believe Black One's words. After returning to Black Wind City, Black One reluctantly expressed that he was in charge of Black Wind City and smoothly controlled the forces of Black Wind City. Those who were slightly dissatisfied were all suppressed. After the overall situation was under control, Black handed over the news, reporting on the situation in Black Wind City. At the same time, he mentioned the matter of the intermediate energy gun. The news went up layer by layer, causing quite a stir. The death of the 2 demon generals was really nothing, but the mid-grade energy gun made the eyes of his superiors light up. This was indeed a great contribution. The demon god empire had been trying to crack and research the energy gun, but there were too few of these good things. The news from Black Wind City was unanimously approved by everyone, and the lost demon general was directly ignored. The unparalleled starfield, the City of Death. The higher-ups of the Fey God Empire knew about it. It was a very chaotic place, and the people they killed were human race experts. It was not difficult to obtain an intermediate energy gun. He quickly received the recognition of his superiors, and the reward came down. He replaced Lang Xingtian's original position and became the #1 demon general of Black Wind City. A secret team came down from above, and on a dark and windy night, they took away the intermediate energy gun. He became the #1 demon general of Black Wind City, and he was proud of himself. Although the 2 demon generals were sent down, he didn't care. As long as he had the support of the mysterious Big Shot, a mere demon general was nothing. He had seen the mysterious senior's methods with his own eyes. "Senior, what do you need me to do? Please tell me." When he saw the mysterious senior again, He was extremely respectful. Actually, it's nothing much. I just want you to bring some people to make a move. I guarantee that you will be able to make a great contribution. Lin Fei entered Black Wind City as if he was entering his home. Lin Fei was going to make a big deal and then eliminate them all. He didn't dare to ask what it was and agreed without hesitation. With a group of subordinates provided by the mysterious senior, he wasn't afraid of anything. Even if it was a demon general, he would still have to obediently wait. Unparalleled Starfield. Black Tiger Gang. This was a relatively large gang. To put it nicely, it was a gang. To put it bluntly, the Black Tiger Gang was a den of thieves that specialized in robbing houses. The Black Tiger Gang was a den of thieves. There were about 5,000 people in it, and 3,000 of them were above the first transition profession. It could be considered a very powerful gang. Deal with the new Lin Fei from Liberty City. Sect leader Li Hu frowned slightly, an ominous glint flashing in his eyes. Yes, if sect leader Li agrees to send people out, we are willing to offer 100 black crystal cards. The temptation of 100 black crystal cards was still very great. This was a huge sum of money. It had been a long time since someone had made such a big move. 150. Li Hu stared at the person and said, Black Tiger Gang, 2,000 people. Done. In the unparalleled Starfield, an undercurrent was surging. However, in the unparalleled Starfield, almost all of the forces that had a certain level of notoriety were visited by a mysterious person. This mysterious person was generous, and at the same time he revealed a piece of news. Lin Fei had over 1,000 black crystal cards, and it was suspected that he had around 2,000. Regardless of whether the news was true or not, it was still very attractive. After Liberty Palace was built, there was almost no activity. That Lord Lin Fei stayed in Liberty Palace all the time, and there were very few opportunities for him to show himself. The more it was like this, the more people felt that Lin Fei was carrying out some unknown secrets. Time passed by, and in the blink of an eye, 10 days had passed. Outside Liberty City, many strangers with familiar faces appeared. Many people recognized some of them and shut their mouths, afraid that they would offend these people. Tonight is a good day. Mu Haoqiang appeared in a secret chamber in Liberty City. The Great Formation has been set up. No matter how big the commotion is, no one will be able to detect it. No matter how powerful that Lin Fei is, he probably wouldn't have expected that he would be doing me a great favor by staying in Liberty Palace. Yun Zhongtian looked a bit complacent. In order to deal with that Lin Fei, he had set up a great formation in person and risked his life to kill Lin Fei. Bai Ziqing said, this time Lin Fei has almost offended many forces in the Wushuang Star area. Now, with the formation that Grand Master Yun has set up, as long as the formation is shut down, Lin Fei will have no way to escape. The three of them burst into laughter. That night, as Bai Ziqing had said, it was a dark and windy night. In order to deal with Lin Fei, Bai Ziqing and the others had put in a lot of effort. Finally, the day of harvest had come. Mu Haoqiang wanted to kill Lin Fei to vent his anger. Yun Zhongtian wanted to get the secrets of Lin Fei's tactical deployments. At such a young age, Lin Fei had a better grasp of tactical deployments than Yun Zhongtian. There must be some secrets in it. As long as Yun Zhongtian learned them, Qin Yuanshan would have to step aside again, and the Department of Tactical Deployments would return to his hands. They are approaching Liberty City. Those 3,000 soldiers are not a threat. The people we found this time are all experts in killing and looting. In order to deal with Lin Fei, we have sent out 15,000 people. Even after the incident, people will only think that it was done by the underground forces. They won't have any evidence to link it to us. In the dark night,